I'm starting to believe in hello. Hello.
Hey man, what's up?
Hi. Those are the eyes of a good night.
You know, last week when at the very end of the podcast, I was like, okay, I got to go real fast. Me and Paige are streaming the end of Shadow of the Colossus because I think we're getting sick.
Yes.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah, okay. All right.
Got sick as fuck.
Yeah, okay.
Literally the following night.
So by the math on that, you should be either in the thick of it or cresting.
I'm on my way out, but
Okay.
I had a fun little experience, and I'll give you a preview of this experience, Wooly.
Okay.
So you put your toddler started to get really grumpy, like super grumpy, like unreasonable, outside their personality grumpy.
New
At like
sounds.
6:30.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I know what that is. They're sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, buddy. I can see your eyes rolling back in your head. Come on, it's nap time. So you put him down. It's 6:15, 6:30, right? And you're like, as you're doing it, you're thinking, this is pretty late. This might not be, but he's falling asleep. What are you going to do?
Mm-hmm.
So you go to wake him up at 8:00 because he's got to go to bed around 10, right? So he can't sleep. You go, hey, buddy, wake up. And you're shaking them. And they're cooked. Fucking Mega Dreamland Stage 4 REM.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to come out of it. And if you pull them out of it, they're going to freak out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. It's probably one of those nights where they just go from like 5 p.m. to the next day. What are you going to do? Go about your night? All right. Everyone's in bed. Everyone's going to sleep. Everyone's asleep. He just crushed it. 12:45 a.m. What does bagel mean? What is it? What a bagel? What is a bagel?
Middle of the dark. These are the midnight questions.
Yeah. What? I want to see it. Okay. I want to go downstairs and tell what bagel mean. Okay. Down we go, bud.
Yeah.
Down we go.
Every one of these where I'm like, oh man, I wish you could communicate. And like, I'm like, what you're describing is worse.
Oh, it's awesome.
Communication means nothing. You get no understanding. You get minus understanding.
Because I go downstairs, we go downstairs, and he's like, hey man, here's some milk. Do you want something to eat? You want an Odie chomp? Okay, here you go. And then I show him the bagel. And I go, this is a bagel. It's like a circular piece of bread. I eat them in the morning. And he goes, what's that? And he points at the bagel I'm showing to him. And I go, it's a bagel. And he goes, no. And then runs in the living room at 1 a.m. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this is thick.
Yeah. So I'm on those midnight to 4 a.m. feeds. And when like there's times where she's waking up going just like there's waking up hungry, and then there's waking up like famished, you know? And you can hear when the cries are like, yo, hurry up, and when they turn into I'ma kill everybody right now, you know?
So I've fully transitioned because like when you have the 2 a.m. feed, because I basically did that.
Yeah.
Listen, I was up for 2-ish hours. And you have the 2 a.m. feed, and you have the potato. And you feed the potato, and then the potato, you got to rock the potato back to sleep, right? But it takes maybe a bit. And the whole time you're like, don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep. Don't fall asleep, right? But now I'm sick, right? And so I'm watching the boy while Paige is running an errand, and I'm lying down on the couch, and my head's on the pillow, and he's playing with his toys, and I'm like, okay, I can just rest. And he walks up to me and slaps my stomach and goes, I don't like it when you lie down, Dad. And I'm like, what? Oh, you can't. And I'm like, no, I'm just tired. He's like, I don't like that.
So something in terms of just getting across the concept of like hey, I understand your needs, but also like life and time, and there are concepts that are happening around us, like the concept of milk needing to be heated a little bit before you drink it, for example, is one that the entirety of everything to do with like how the universe requires heat to be transferred into this bottle is the bane of her existence, right?
Like,
And so when I'm hearing like shrieking, I'm hearing cries that are hitting new pitches of like,
yeah,
right?
no, it's anger.
So I've tried a couple different things, and like the usual things, and the rubbing the stomach, etc. That when that stops working, right? And something that actually is like throwing a wrench in is, okay, like the bottle's in the bottle warmer, and like I pick her up and I point at it, and it's like you know what a bottle is now, right? So I pick her up and she's like, ugh. And she's like looking at me like, what are you doing? And I'm like, look at it right there. It's heating up. And she looks and she's looking at my hand and following towards it. And she kind of is like paused. And there's a little bit of a like, so I should stop crying for a moment. And I'm like, you see, right? And she's like, okay. I'm like, right. And she's like, nah, I don't trust it, man. Ah! You know?
So the finale of that scenario was I sat up and I went, come on, man.
Yeah.
And he looks at me and goes, don't say that to me. Don't say, come on, man. It's not polite. And I'm like, it's not polite. You're right. I'm sorry.
Oh, God. Yeah. So I'm sure you've gotten the version of this where, with the whole like, okay, if I'm trying to soothe or put her to sleep or something, so doing anything, and she's like in full on nah fuck you dad mode, right? And mom's indisposed and is unable to come at the moment. So then the escalation is going up, and you're like, and there's
being number 2 is here.
Exactly, right? And there's a level of like hitting the peaks, and eventually there's a like, okay, I'm just putting you down right now, and like we're gonna see if you're gonna be more upset by the put down or by the hold that's of human being too. Because there's 2 situations happening that you have to pick one.
Like, do you want like to be held more than you hate me right
Yes,
now?
exactly, right? And so there's a point where, and it's like the answer is both. I actually hate both of these things, and I don't. So there's a little bit of like, what if I half put you down? And right? And at one point, at the point when mom comes over, and it's like, okay, well here you go, right? And she's like, she settles in. And I'm kind of just staring, and I'm just like blank face, just going like, what? And she actually has a look of like, yeah, what do you want from me, man? Like it's an expression of just kind of like, I don't know, okay, but it's better now.
Biological.
Yeah, and then I'm turning this way, and I'm like, I'm looking at her, and she's like, I don't want to look at you right now. You know, and I'm like, no, I'm over here, and she's like, no, I'm not looking, I'm not, no eye contact, and I'm like, okay, because you know how you feel right now. Oh man,
there's a new word in my house, and the new word is doodah.
Doodah.
Okay. And I was like struggling to understand what doodah was, because it'd sometimes be the answer to, like, I would ask him something and he'd go, no dad, it's doodah. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Because he's using it like it means something, not like it's nonsense, right? So he's invented a word, and I'm trying to piece together the language like a fucking scientist, and I figured it out. And now the word drives me fucking crazy.
Okay, doodah origin.
Yeah,
etymology.
Doodah's origin is, Dada, I want some milk. How do you ask for milk? Smirk. Doodah. No, say please. No. Doodah. And I'm like, doodah means fuck you.
Doodah means rebellion.
Doodah means I don't want to do it, and I think it's funny that I'm
Dude.
answering you like in this passive aggressive way.
Doodah
And it
means
fuck you.
resist. Doodah is rise up against authority.
And it's so
challenge gods.
Anytime he like does something and you're like, say sorry, buddy, he goes, no, doodah. And I go, oh my god.
Oh man. Wow. The placeholders for fuck you already in place.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, well,
that means that emotion predates any language for it, like super early. It was so funny.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know.
Yeah, this is the best shit ever. Getting roasted by a small person who has no power but has all the power is a really fun experience.
So what I was gonna say before is that I feel like it doesn't happen often, but every once in a while there are weeks where, you know, we're like, oh, it's a doozy, we got a whole bunch to cover, right? But not all doozy weeks are built the same.
Sometimes the doozy week's a doodah.
Sometimes the doozy week is a doodah. Sometimes the news happens evenly distributed. Sometimes it happens immediately after we turn the lights off.
Sometimes it happens literally all within 24 hours of the beginning of the podcast.
And sometimes it happens, exactly. Sometimes we enter into the Poochie made in heaven escalation of events where the week is like, yeah, it's pretty slow, you know, and then it's like, oh, a couple things are going on, and then the 48 hours coming up to going live are just bang 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 up to the second, up to the very moment of starting, where it's just like, oh my god, like 8 things just happened in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, it really, like, eventually when I don't remember why we moved the podcast to Tuesdays. I think it was for D&D, but like that's paid out because Monday announcements, Monday news.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's Tuesdays too. It's also just, you know, you never
like
know.
One of them was this morning.
Certainly, many of them were this morning, you know. So no, let's get to it. But I mean, look, there was a week to cover a bit before. I played Slay the Spire 2. I did a stream.
It's good.
It is good. Played some more and eventually unlocked the Necrobinder, as you know, you were mentioning, and try to run with that.
That character fucking rules, man.
Super interesting, very tricky though. I got a bad initial like set of cards to play with and died real early into the run because I just didn't get anything to make her survivability go up. The whole thing with like, yeah, having her Osty be your defense and your offense and everything, you have to get a good amount of summon cards to keep him alive and, you know, keep him doing good damage. And yeah, like just the initial run I did, I was like, oh, no good hands right now, this is just not gonna work, you know. But what I didn't know was that the next character to unlock after that was my boy.
It's your boy,
right? I was waiting the whole time, and the redact is here, and I'm like, oh, I forgot that once I got the redact in the first game, I just ran that like all the time.
Yeah,
I love the redact.
Busted robot with all this bullshit nonsense all over it. Go.
So good. So, excuse me, the defect. Excuse me, and basically, the run immediately just gets more manageable, where you're like, okay, we're doing orbs, right? And like the different colored orbs are proccing each turn, and you're kind of like going, this character, I actually am remembering I had more fun with this character than the rest of the game. I like the version of the game that comes from the orbs being a part of it. So that was a whole lot of fun. And yeah, made and I'd also say too that doing that run and getting a bit further in, I was able to see some more of the, I guess there's a couple more things that are distinct and different from the original, but they're definitely not as immediately obvious as we were discussing before. But I had a really fun build with just slamming everything with the I forgot the name of the first character, but the default
Ironclad.
Ironclad. Yeah. So had a good run with that. Giving it more tries. I'm warming up to it, and especially now that I've got the the defect back, like very excited for that. Austie build, I guess we'll just have to try a few more and see. But I get it in concept.
From my experience, I played a little bit more, and it's like the Regent and the Necrobinder are really cool. All builds are not created equal. Like very early access, like there are some ones that are just like to the fucking moon with this, and then there's like multiple others that I'm like, I can't make this shit fucking work at all. Like they just don't have the synergizing that I feel like it needs.
I mean, that initial slam deck that I was talking about was basically just like throw away all your strikes. I got a slam card, upgrade it, duplicate it, and just hit huge damage for free as often as possible. Yeah, it was great. It was build up defense, and then your defense is now also how much damage you're going to do by slamming, good stuff there. Working through Verso's drafts. Yeah, fun new concepts.
Some goofy fucking shit in there.
As a status is a really interesting one. Like it feels like some of these ideas were already cooking when the game was released, and some of them were like, we saw how you played, we saw how you freak beasts broke the game, and we designed this to stop you.
There's definitely some of that. There's also the guy who fakes you out like 10 times in one attack.
Yeah.
Is definitely
the joke.
Having the piss. The final boss there is very, very for real, even as somebody who beat up Simon. And then the freaks over at the tower. Those freaks over at the tower are built to deal with whatever you use to take out Simon.
Yeah.
And then you go into the drafts and go, okay, you need to use the busted fucking shit in here to go back out to deal with the freaks.
And it's interesting because it's like, okay, have you built out a build? Are you a freak that is one and done, right? Do you have no stamina? Can you only get it out once and then you're out for the night, or can you keep it up, right? And if so, can you survive at least one volley of bullshit? Because that's the thing is like, okay, deplete a life bar. Now let's see you do it again. And you're like, I can't. I used all my Stendhal energy and all of my Pictos and Luminas were for that first hit to be really good. And it's like, well, then you fucking die, But the freaks at the tower, it was really cool to see some of the changes. Some of them like Clea, it's just like, okay, be perfect, right? That's it.
Just be perfect.
All we ask of you is perfection. And then in some other cases you're like, let's take the most disappointing part of this game, which was how much of a jobber the duelist turned out to be, and fucking fix it.
And just go nuts. Just go completely crazy.
Way to fix the duelist. What a cool way to redeem that, because the energy and design of that and the buildup of the event are so much higher than the actual fight and its challenge.
So have you gotten a bunch of those new Pictos that have bizarre alternating effects?
Timing is what matters. Every fifth hit, 600 damage.
So the game, the base game pushed really hard towards you're going to want to build up into like one hit, and that hit's going to go to space. And now it's like, well, what about every time you get a crit, it'll double the damage of the next non-crit. So you actually want 50% crit. What if...
Do some math.
What if the first 4 attacks don't hit at all.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
the 5th one is really big. And so it's like it completely inverts it back to multi-attack.
And then you're going and you're looking at that move list going, how many attacks here are hitting 5 times? How many attacks are doing the 5th hit being the most devastating? Oh, look, burning canvas. Okay, perfect. But burning canvas costs 5 and I can only go up to 4 Lumina points, AP points.
Oh no.
Let's get a reducer going. And now, and so it's this whole little system that's like, yeah, they want you to sit down and like do the math on it. So clever stuff going on there. And also it's fun to see the, at least lore wise, the whole, like, it's a kid's playground idea, like very much so. It's cool to see, like, yeah, okay, even in this greater playground, you have a just this fun stuff of like, what would a kid's doodles of like family and everything, and those memories be like. So very cool stuff there. Checked out
there is the implication that one of the characters played Xenoblade and Persona 5.
Is there?
Yeah. So the shithead who has the fucking guest role that does all sorts of fucking jukes on you.
Yeah.
10 times in a row.
Yeah.
Like his fucking quotes are "I'm really feeling it," which is what Shulk yells out, and you'll never see it coming.
Right.
And
right.
the other one is a test of your reflexes, which is from FF14.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
And in my mind, that does a lot. That like, oh, there's a character here that fucking loves RPGs.
Okay.
Loves specifically Japanese RPGs.
I mean, yeah, that character is Guillaume. Like,
I love it when you play a game and the creator, like Kojima or Tarantino or Guillaume, goes, I really like this band. I really like this other game.
I also lost my shit promptly when it's like, the origins of all evil, Oskio. Hey, it's him. Cuckoo.
Yeah, some stupid French guy.
And then of course, there was the rematch, right? Boy, did they just go, all right, nerds, show me what you've got. We went in and took a look, and like it was like, all right, what is the actual deal with Simo at this point, right? And it's like, if you think, because the truth behind all difficulty in all video games is memorization beats everything. You can ever lose if you just lab it enough and internalize it.
No, we're gonna make a character in this game that has guaranteed inconsistent timings on literally every single attack, every single time. You're gonna have to just fucking wing it every time.
The divergent star requires your attention on every single swing.
It's really funny to break the rules of your combat system at the dead last second.
Oh my God. You've been coasting on memory so far, and even if you're at the top of your fucking game, crushing this with billions or whatever the case is, your defense is all based on, I've seen it before, I know the timing. Well, fuck you. Improvise. Your only jazz will win this battle. Holy shit, man. And the moment you fuck up once, like that was what it was. It was like learning that was the rule. Your Genajin that he activates is like on and off at different whims with each combo. like you're just like, what the fuck? You have a second to react to the flash, and then you drop the ball once. Get the fuck out of my canvas, bitch! Like, oh,
I
that was a proper.
I left those 4 bosses for when I go back and replay the game, because I loaded into the DLC from 6 months later, right? Like 8 months later, and I struggled pretty good, and I didn't have the build ideas that I had that I even made. So I was like, fuck it, just more damage, and I brute forced it. And then I went over to those guys, and I'm like, this is like a fucking nearly year-long fucking break since I was in here. You guys get to be the top of the mountain for when I replay the game in the future.
Yeah, just you have broken the game. Congratulations, that's your entry ticket. You know, you are barely able to enter. Show us what you got. So that was very cool. Yeah, should be wrapping that up a little bit later.
Oh yeah, you're there if you're talking about this.
Indeed. Some people were wondering like, oh, should you do the DLC after you beat it or whatever? I was like, no. I like
it's pretty clearly
yes
placed,
right?
The only thing you would want to do for Reggie is mentally checklist how high you should juice the final boss.
Yeah, exactly. Which is something I've been thinking about already, just to make it sure that you can see how cool it is.
You gotta juice it a lot after doing that shit.
For sure. And you know, some people were like, oh, why would you do it this way? No, because narratively the coolest things are bookending this whole journey, right? And it's flaccid. I hate when you have a moment in games where you walk back out after credits, go somewhere, do an interesting thing, and then go, all right, well, I'm sitting here on the overworld, and I guess that's done now. And it's like, that's so weird and unsatisfying.
I want the final thing in the game to be rolling credits.
And the real DLC, the real thing that you do post game, is the fucking
play DMC 5.
Well, no, I was gonna say is the conversation. So that is what you spend your fucking time on.
I remember seeing an interview with Guillaume where they were asking him about how so many people got to the end of the game and like massively like fucked up Act 3. Like just took Act 3 apart. And he's like, yeah, no, that was on purpose. We wanted you to be able to go and do anything and just go nuts and go crazy if you wanted. And maybe we let them go a little too far, but like that was definitely intentional. And then they somewhat rectified that by allowing you to be like, have your friend tell you, no, juice the final boss's HP by 1 million.
So you
mean like 1 million? No, I mean
by
like 1 million. Give the boss 1 million times more HP. So I'm so serious.
Knowing where to go was the challenge on that, because we put times 10 on Simon and on Simo, and it was too much. And then it was like, should we go for times 5?
Oh no, don't fuck with Simon.
Times 2?
No.
Well, no, but we needed to, because the one shot initial base Simon was not enough, right? And
that's tough.
And in my I calculated wrong. I thought that Stendhal against Simon would result in almost dead but not quite dead, and then you get to fight a little bit to the end, and it wiped him, right? Because roulette can do it. So
roulette. I don't understand math, so roulette's really good, I guess.
So in the end, you know, I get that. That's the thought. But I'm always in preference of a, you know, like I said, the cool book ending, with the exception of something like Citadel, where it's like, this is actually perfectly designed for post, right? Where you have like your anyway, if the story is meant to be like an epilogue of sorts, right? Then that works out. Anyway, so that'll be going on this week. All right. Also checked out a couple of them fighting games. So one,
you played fighting game?
There's one that I've been keeping an eye out on, and I wanted to wait for a little bit more, but I've decided to just pull it now, pull the plug now. Hell Versus is the Helltaker fan-made fighting game that looked really cool, and I was like, oh, this looks like some fun shit to check out in a minute. Only 2 characters so far, so it's just a little demo. And
Hell and Versus?
Pardon?
Hell and Versus?
Unfortunately, not Hell and not Versus. But for Helltaker, I mean, they got Zdara in there, so like they know right off the bat who people want. And you know Helltaker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a game that for the 1 hour that the game actually lasts, the effect it's had on just fandom and the impact of its character designs and overall general attitude are like the perfect. Just the amount that the effect is so disproportionate for how long the source material is.
Yeah, but it made people's dicks hard.
It sure did. And like I said, we bring back the kink boosting. All right, fuck a kink shame, we kink boost. So this game is like, pick what kind of harem are you looking for? And I mean, if your baseline is everyone's wearing a suit, then like got my fucking attention. So anyway, the fighting game looks pretty sick. We tried out the little demo, played that for a bit. So far so good, you know, fun stuff cooking. It's also funny because it's Helltaker related. It's a 2-character demo, and it has like one stage. The assets are like at the early, or they're super early in the cycle, but they already have voice acting. They already have a stage with like little cameo, you know, Helltaker in the background doing stuff.
Building a game than usual.
Because I think the game is all about the fan art and the characters and the lore and the love into like the girls and the harem. So you're kind of like, yeah, it's important to put all that right away. You know, you can't build this up like a normal game. You have to put all the shit that fans are gonna freak out and love immediately in your 2-character demo and work like vertical slice down almost. Built from the goon up. that is exactly how it should be put. So yeah, that was you know, that's coming along. Keep an eye out on that. And it seems like it's one of those like 1-person projects. I also took the opportunity to not only play it, but Min came over one day and just handed me a box and said, "Here you go, check this out." And I was like, "What is this?" And he hands me this.
That's threatening. Oh.
The Arcade, it's called.
Fuck that, dude. Why?
It is a controller, PlayStation style on one side, and a button like arcade stick setup on the opposite side.
Why would you do it?
Because some games actually, like some games I'm better on arcade stick, some games I'm better on pad, and sometimes the hybrid is actually ideal. So Tekken fingers I talk about a lot of the time are when you're playing on a normal PlayStation controller and then you put your hand up, wrist up, and then you tap, right? A lot of players play Tekken that way because of the way you hit strings and stuff. It actually just, it flows better. It feels better. You feels more accurate for how you got to time things. And for me, I've like Third Strike is a good example of a game where I'm like, I've got more pad experience on Third Strike than stick experience. So I'm way more accurate, and I drop things a lot less on pad. So let me try this out. Min just bought it and just said, "Here you go, give it a shot." And you know what? For the weirdness of what you're looking at, it ain't bad. For starters, you customize the D-pad so that it can be PlayStation style if you'd like, or Xbox style if you'd like. So there's a couple different options if you want this full circle or whatever. And then these buttons, I don't think you can replace with Sanwa, but it seems like there's another model that you potentially can. So if you have a good feeling D-pad on one side and good arcade stick buttons on the other side, that's solid, man. That ain't bad. I was like fully going, oh my God, are we doing like Abomination reviews? And I was surprisingly pleased with this being quite a decent way to go. You know, so if you're somebody out there who's like, you like the feeling of touching the buttons, but the stick accuracy has been an issue, or so, or you just prefer your thumb and have gotten used to playing on pads more, maybe give it a shot, you know?
Wooly, I would love to sit here and discuss your crimes against God further, but I am required at the home. I will have to be right back.
BRB. Alrighty.
That controller looks fucking terrible. I just want to finish with that thought. I walked over to help Paige with the baby, and like, you see this fucking shit Willie had on the screen, and she's like, I know, it looks awful.
Look, some people are, if you've gotten experience with a pad, and then if you got experience with a stick, and you have that moment where you're like, fuck me, I dropped this one important moment, and that feels bad. Sometimes, many times, the answer is just like, yeah, if you practice more with any peripheral, you'll get the hang of it. And that's true. But as someone with experience in both, with preferences all over the place in that, sometimes I'm like, actually, in this game, I kind of want this, you know? And someone thought the same thing, and they did it. I guarantee you, I
want my opponent to retch on the floor when they see me playing the game, and this will give me an advantage.
Bitch, people are pulling up to tournaments with fucking pianos and DDR pads, okay?
Yeah, but that's cool and creative. You're just using some pile of shit off a bargain bin.
It's custom built. It's pretty solid. The D-pad,
custom built my fucking asshole. Shit on a butt.
Okay, all right, cool. Yep.
I'm still a little sick, so you're getting
good,
a little bit of extra sass today.
Good counterpoint. Ultimately, that's the kind of thing where I would look at it and be like, ew, if what usually happens were to happen, which is it would feel terrible, right? If you grab this type of peripheral put out by like fucking Liang #1 or some shit, or, you know, performance, and then you touch it and you're like, oh, these are awful buttons, this is an awful pad, they had the idea, but this is terribly executed. That'd be one thing. But the fact that it actually feels solid goes, oh, well, shit.
Hey, let me ask you, just off the top of the dome, the Ouya pad or the original Steam controller? They're both straight dog shit. They're crazy bad.
Like, the Steam controller feels bad in a way that it is expensive. It's just not the feeling I want from my control. Whereas the Ouya pad feels like plastic from Kmart.
I think my favorite part about the Ouya pad is that you press like one of the buttons, and if you're moving to the side even a little bit, the fucking button goes under the shell
and stays there. Yes,
and it's like,
which is what happens with the Toys R Us controllers. Like, that's the thing, is
it fucking crazy.
It weighs nothing. It has nothing in there. It's the cheapest plastic possible. Whereas the Steam controller was made using real parts. That they were bad parts for gaming. They're just not what I want my controller to feel like, you know. Yeah, I just, there's, even if you have the mold of a controller I like and you build it out of the fucking Ouya thing, it's dog shit every time.
It's fucking crazy.
Anyways, so yeah, no, that's pretty much it. You know, this week gonna wrap up on E33, and Thursday gonna be busy, and then Saturday probably we're gonna check out Alex. So come hang out, should be fun. Yeah. Oh, and don't forget that I believe Thursday is Steel Ball Run Day.
It is Steel Ball Run Day.
Gonna get that.
Was it my turn? Sorry,
yeah. No, I was just gonna say, gonna get that white man's money on Thursday.
Oh yeah.
Don't forget.
Do we know how it's going to get released? God, I hope it's a single episode, dude.
I'm expecting it to be part 1 as a drop of multiple. I don't know. We'll find out. What's going on?
Me and Paige got sick this week. Mostly me. Paige seemed to dodge most of it. So I canceled my whole week's worth of fucking streams, which is quite rare for me, even when I am sick. Because I'd be like sitting there just leaking and then coughing my shit off, and then like I streamed on Sunday briefly, and I was like, I'm coming out of it, and then I start the stream, and like literally the first comment I saw was like, whoa dude, you look like shit. Friendly, you know, like kind. And I was like leaking all over myself, and I just ended up doing like a single beat the backlog game, which was Heartworm, which is really cool. It's very classic styled 1998 like fixed camera horror game. Super cool. But then I'm like, oh, I'm still actively dying, and my voice is nasally and my throat hurts. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
unfortunately, I like things that you would 100% stay home for if you were like punching into an office. You'll just like fight through and click go live anyway. When it
Yeah,
comes to
like I've
doing
like
this.
hurt my hand or hurt my foot or whatever, and I'm like, whatever. I'm just sitting in a chair. I don't need to. But like, oh, cool. It hurts to talk. Ooh, not a good one.
Yeah, and then there's pushing it and then regretting it double hard a few days later when it's like,
Yeah.
you should have been recovering, you stupid fucking
I
idiot.
should have recovered. So I didn't play much. I played a little bit more of my Switch than I usually do. I've been playing Xenoblade X, which is the fakest fake MMO game to ever exist. Like every single thing about Xenoblade Chronicles X
You were mentioning.
is an MMO, like a classic Japanese style MMO, other than the fact that it's not
You're
an
not
MMO
online.
at all. It's more MMO than like some of the fucking dot hack games that were
Wow.
also fake MMOs.
Yeah, that's what I brought up last time.
It's fucking bizarre. It's fucking strange. And I watched the first episode of that One Piece television show.
Oh yeah, season 2.
The second season came out.
Mm-hmm.
I had not followed it super closely in the lead up to the season 2. They should give whoever is the casting director like an Emmy by default. This is the best casting for anything I have ever seen in my life.
Huh.
Every single character is like a 1990s fan casting, not accounting for acting ability.
Right. Okay.
It's like, oh, it's them. It's them off the page in real life, and they're doing it, and they're all pretty good actors. Like they do a good job. Like even more so than the first season, because in season 2, the first episode takes place in Town, which is like a very large scale city. And the amount of detail they went into, like, hey, people who exist in the One Piece universe look like stupid Jagovs.
Mm-hmm.
Like even pedestrians all look like stupid cartoon freaks. Everybody in every shot, every extra, stupid ass cartoon freak in the background.
Okay.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I really liked that first season, and this is it's unfortunate that the whole enjoyment that's coming from the casting being like, holy shit, they nailed it. I don't have any of that. I'm just judging it on the merits of what it is, you know, for the first time, but enjoyable enough as that.
There's also something that this has to be Oda's idea, where so Oda writes like real loose, and like people will point out plot hole. Like if you read the manga and you read like most chapters have like a letter to Oda where he answers like fan questions,
Mm-hmm.
and people will point out like massive plot holes that like a year later will become, oh, actually this happened because of this.
Okay.
It wasn't a plot hole. I had it in my head the whole time. No,
and he actually takes the time to answer that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, what he does, like people will be like, hey, how come Luffy grew back his teeth after drinking milk? And he'll be like, it's a manga, be quiet. But then later,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And one of the things that you see even in the first episode is characters from like 600 chapters later in the manga appearing crazy early. Like absolutely insanely early.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh my, what?
Mm-hmm.
That guy. And the reason is because upon those characters' introduction in the manga, they will flash back to that early chapter and be like, I was there, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I was there off screen. I saw that.
But also, you have to take into consideration there are not going to be 600 live action episodes. So the jump to wherever you're talking about is much closer.
No, so if they wanted to adapt everything they did, I think I saw people say it would take like 14 seasons up until now.
Fuck. Oh, okay. You're and taking like a butcher's fucking knife to it, like
They're like massaging it and like they're cutting this.
And
cutting,
what about, can you drop like
job.
2 or 3 movies to like, fucking Reze arc? You know what I mean? Just
around halfway through One Piece, there is a time skip. So you could do 6-7 seasons with these guys and then end it. And then you could then
7 live action Cs. Yeah.
And then you could be like, the One Piece live action is returning. You recast the whole group and be like, they're older now.
You get to where fucking Seinfeld and Friends are at, and you go, we are now halfway through the story.
Well, I remember it was like around like in the Wano thing or whatever it was. Like we're at chapter like 1200, and Oda did an interview. He's like, I think we're starting to see where the final arc may start to have, or some shit like that. It was God. It was like 15 years in. He's like, I'm starting to think about the ending.
Okay, so divorced from all of that though is the reality that
it's good. It's very fun.
But I don't have faith that like Netflix or any of the shits involved on production at some point won't fuck this up for that many seasons. Like, you get a number of competent seasons before someone somewhere fucks it up. You know?
So season 3 is confirmed already.
For sure.
They're already working on it.
For sure.
And season 3 would be Alabasta. And then you could totally, like, their adventures continue after the end of the 3rd season. And then if they did the 4th season, it would be the Knock Up Stream and Skypia. And you could totally do their adventures continue after that.
It would be nice. It would be nice that like a good project could be long running, successful, and work and just be untouched by the way everything gets ruined these days. But I'm just, how often does that happen? You know, it's so rare, man. And I don't know if you saw, but I mean, I'll pull a docket story out here so that we can relieve the back half of this podcast.
Yeah, just let some of the steam out the butt.
let the steam out. But Tomorrow Studios now with their reinvigorated egos are like, yo, how about that Champloo though, right? And after the success of One Piece, it's like, let's see it, right? But don't forget, they also did Cowboy Bebop.
That's true.
And so the difference, they said in the interview when they were talking about this, is we realized that having the creator there in the process was very important.
Really? Yeah, you think?
So they reached out to Shinichiro Watanabe, and he is going to be involved with Samurai Champloo.
That's not what's important. What's important is that the creator has a kill clause in the fucking contract.
Oh,
that's why the One Piece live action is good.
Yeah, because Oda's walking around with the gun.
Oda's like getting daily updates, and if he thinks something sucks shit, he's like, no, I'll cancel the whole season. I don't even care.
So that's it. Like, okay, can the people that did that, they did this and it worked, can we trust them to go into a, because you've already botched, you know, this previous franchise from the same creator.
Welcome to the ouch, motherfucker.
Can you fix this? Can you save it? And it's like, yes, by having the creator on board to kick everyone's ass and actually do what he thinks would make it make sense. You know, you provide the ability, the production, the talent, etc., and have the person whose vision actually created the fucking thing show up and make the decisions.
Maybe it has some, Though sometimes that's not true. You should not have, for example, had Stephen King consult on The Shining, because he would have
Well,
made that movie awful.
well, thankfully we have the TV miniseries Shining to look at.
What an incredible like compare and contrast of like,
uh
no, this is my vision. And it's like, Steve, you're not a good director. You're bad. Ooh.
there are some things about that miniseries that are interesting, right? There are some twists and overall like Stephen King universe pulls that work that are cool, but you have fucking nothing on that movie. Like it's just not your baby anymore. It's done. It's cooked. It's over. Anyways, all that to say that I yeah, with the proper guidance, I am looking forward to seeing what they do with Champloo.
Yeah, yeah.
I believe it can be done, and
I
casting is
also,
fucking paramount for that too. You know,
yeah,
so
they could fuck that up. Fuck that up in like 2 seconds.
like Luffy is a very very specific person you gotta nail, and
Well,
and
like,
Mugen is, I'd say, as precise. You know,
Oda had like super detailed notes and expectations of what what these characters would look like in real life if they were real people, down to like what countries they would be from in the real world.
yeah, that's good detail. Maybe if like what would be really sick is if a live action Champloo could even like fix some of the pacing of the original show, which is not perfect. It's fucking cool, but it ain't a perfect show. Towards the end, it does kind of get a
Should
bit.
have 5 more baseball episodes.
I mean, just, you know what? We've decided to delete the sunflower smelling samurai, and we are spending an entire arc on a World Series of Japan fucking baseball.
I have a complaint about Samurai Champloo that that I think I've never surfaced to you ever.
Mm-hmm.
And this complaint might suck. Like, I might be completely wrong, but I actually really strongly disliked the final episode matchups. Like each character has their final confrontation.
No, I don't think this is not a wild take. This is not extreme. I
thought that in the lead up to that episode, that the matchups that we got would have actually been switched, because instead of fire and ice, I thought it was going to be fire and ice and fire and ice.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I get it. Ultimately, I do feel like considering Cowboy Bebop, I felt like the first half of Champloo is just way stronger than the second, you know? Overall, and you get you get your baseball episode in there, you get your beatbox bandits, you know, you get your fucking best of Nujabes tracks dropped in, and like you enjoy a couple of episodes, but a lot of that fun was like the beginning of the journey. And I just remember the back half of it kind of unfortunately being not as strong and a bit more forgettable in a lot of ways, and Fu's story and arc. And
I feel like it's the total opposite of Bebop, where all the bottle episodes in the second half of Bebop are like the best parts of the fucking show.
Yeah. And so that's the last thing I was going to say is with live action Champloo, like I wonder what do you do on that music, because there is now an army of post Nujabes disciples that exist, you know. There are so many people that like have taken up that style and are killing it. You know, you got your Marcus D's, and you got, I mean, Mello doing that type of shit is crushing it. There's so much like lo-fi sick post Nujabes stuff that is I wonder if you kind of just like get people to come in and kind of homage it, you know. Like I'm not too sure.
Is Nujabes still alive?
Nujabes is not alive anymore, no, unfortunately.
Oh, really? I kind of asked that facetiously.
No. It's actually this is a big deal. This is like he passed away, and it was tragic, and it sucked.
Oh, well then, oh shit. And then I actually have like locked into what you're talking about, because like, oh yeah, that is actually very difficult and possibly very disrespectful.
Yeah. So Fat John was a part of that. You know, there's a couple people you can 100% pull back in. But you know, I either way, the music choices for this are going to be very, very important. Because the legacy of how anyone came to know Nujabes was because of Champloo.
I know what they're gonna do. Somebody in the chat was right. Shadow Lily's right. They're gonna use AI to replicate the feel of the music in honor.
Ah. Yeah. Anyway, I would like to believe that you can get Shingo to like choose who he thinks would be the best fucking lineup, you know, to handle that. That would be the probably the most appropriate thing, I think. Anyway,
that's tough.
Tall order. Tall fucking order.
Ooh.
Yeah, rest in peace, Jin Seba. Anyway, so One Piece, gotta go check that out.
It's good.
What else is going
There's
on?
a character in there that people are mad that they made them look a certain way, and all I could think of is that they're stupid. That they're stupid idiots and didn't read One Piece.
Anytime anything has a successful series on Netflix, it's just like you can take bets on how many seasons you're getting. You know,
it's 2. You're getting 2, and then the bet starts at 3.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so I will say that after I brought up Castlevania, I did see. It turns out it's not as much as a Castlevania dropped off consensus as much as it is mixed, and there's a lot of people that were saying no, it was actually quite good. You know, so there's debate as to the drop off discussion.
I haven't gotten to it, but
right?
I can tell you for a fact that the animation is out of fucking control on the 5th and 6th seasons.
Okay. I mean, I know that the first 2, like, it was universally just like, this is fucking fire, you know, and then afterwards there started to be some noise. But you know, I haven't seen it myself, so I'd have to go find out. Anyway, what else is going on?
Watched One Piece, did that. Honestly, just napping.
All right, that's fair.
Just me and Paige were nap trading because someone alive has to watch the child. I'll tell you what though, taking care of a toddler can sometimes be tough, but it's a wonderful experience. But you know what is tough? When your kid every now and then goes and it's like they're fine, like they're not in they don't have a fever, they don't, but all the places that you would usually go that have other children are now off limits because you can't have your probably still infectious child cough all over the other children. And then you get to feel, Wooly, you get to feel a hatred in your chest.
Let's go.
So deep.
Talk about it. Speak on it. Speak on it. Because what? Because what did you just do?
What I did was I acted like a responsible parent.
And then the kids.
My child is sick. I should stay home with the child and just work extra hard to entertain them.
And it's almost like the fucking sick kids at the daycare that are being brought there by their parents should probably be doing the same thing.
Yes, because every time your child gets sick, you usually get to see it happen. You see a child that is obviously ill in the public space, touching things and coughing on people. And you go, oh, good.
So, there is a reality where you're like, okay, is this something where your work or you have an inability?
Oh yeah, okay,
right.
Fuck it. I'll just run down the thing because I see some people already doing it in the thing, which is like sometimes people can't do that. No, because my child doesn't go to doesn't go to gay care. No, he doesn't go to daycare. Okay.
that's for gay baby jail, actually.
Yeah. No, we had a gay baby jail briefly.
Okay.
It was like a big playpen
Yeah,
that he
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
get out of.
Yeah, that's
But
important.
no, he doesn't go to daycare because me and Paige are home all the time. There's no reason to put him in daycare, right?
They're
So
sending
what
the
I'm
kids
talking
to
about,
gay care. What is going on?
what I'm talking about is the library,
Yeah.
mommy and me style play places that are open for a couple hours a day for the kids to interact with other children and stuff like that. Not childcare,
Mhm.
optional child enrichment activities. So when you are at the optional child enrichment activity and a kid comes in and is literally leaking fucking green, and you're like, you don't have to be here. You
There
don't have to be here.
there
It
are
is immoral for you to be here.
there are places that are, I mean, depending on where you set up and stuff. We know for a fact that there's places that are free that you can take your kids and such. But no, I would say that if you have serious or emergencies, or you have there's lots of situations where you got to be able to, like, got to go deal with that, right? Part of being a parent is you don't have the full control. You don't have autonomy over your full schedule anymore, because you got to step in for anything going on. And yeah, it feels really, really annoying to know that, like, for every moment that same thing that crossed your mind, because we had that as well. Oh, she's a little bit sick. Looks like we're not going to take her anywhere where other kids are going to be. Got to keep her here until that's over with.
Or just walk around outside in the open air.
And you're just kind of like, please also do this, other parents, so that you don't make it worse. It's just, yeah.
But at the same time, Wooly, I don't think you're there. She's not old enough that you've encountered this type of person. But at the same time, you'll be like at this community service, and you'll be like looking at the sick child, and you'll overhear their mom be like, "Oh, they couldn't have it. I definitely never got them vaccinated, so there's no worry." And then you look back at the child stacking like 400 cars in a circle.
Yeah.
And you're like,
no,
ma'am.
So that's what
I don't.
I was about to say. I was about to say that, like, there is, like, there is a particular situation you can imagine where somebody is like, I literally have to, like, I can't take any time off of work to deal with this, and or if any emergencies happen, I also am shit out of luck, right?
Yeah, no, that happened.
That's what I'm saying, right? There are circumstances you can envision here where there's like, I literally I cannot do anything if my kid gets sick, right?
Like
your back is against the wall.
Daycare worker be like, I can't believe somebody sent their sick kid to daycare, and then the response is, if I don't go to work today, I won't have the food to pay rent, and type shit,
right?
So like, what the fuck are they supposed to do?
And I don't want to sound like a fucking asshole describing that type of scenario here, right?
Yeah.
But then you describe what you just said, which is the like, actually,
I'm being intentionally neglectful.
We are getting our kid to, like, eat more fucking buffs we're getting our kids sicker on purpose in the swamps to increase their own natural immunities, you see, and you'll thank me by getting your kids sick too. We've sent our child to the bat caves, actually, to just go play in there.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been sick. That's what's up.
Gotcha.
I've been being a sickie.
Okay. Well,
I've been playing I've played more Switch 2 in handheld mode this week than I played Switch 1 at all.
You hitting that copia?
And it's because that and Xenoblade X, and it's like, hey, you're playing with your sensory bin? All right, I can build a little house and put Pocopia before you get distracted from your sensory bin. Can't put it on the TV because you'll just lock on and get all overstimulated and shit, but I can hide over here in this chair Make sure you don't eat any sensory bin rice. But I got it.
It really is nuts how aware they are of the fact that your phone like exists and is something interesting simply because of the fact that they see you around the house looking at it. And like it's not just any other random object. It is an object that is worth reaching out to and seeing what is that thing you're looking at over there.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, no, this is not, don't ignore this. I'm here, I'm looking at them, we're engaging. And it's like, yeah, but I seen you over there looking at this thing. I want to know what's going on. You know?
I feel like
and it is glowing like fucking Pulp Fiction.
I feel like we've threaded the needle on this because the boy will walk up to Paige's phone, pick Paige's phone up, and then walk over to her and go, "Here, mommy, I found Siri."
Oh.
And gives her the phone because when he'll do that with me and be like, "Dad, I found Google," and he hands me my phone because when we lose our phones in the house constantly, so we walk around the house saying the activation word and going, "Where are you?"
Okay.
And then the phone goes, "Oh, I'm over here." Right?
Okay.
Or,
you can do that, huh?
Yeah, no, it's very useful in a household like mine, where the phones just appear everywhere.
I'm still silently listening for a vibrate.
But the other thing is that he has, so Paige will be like doing an errand, or she'll be at the doctor or something, and he'll be like, "Where's mommy?" I'm like, "Mommy's at the doctor," and he says, "Call mommy on the phone and tell her to come home." And he'll pick up my phone and hand it to me, and what he starts to do is he starts to like do this. Tell mommy to come home.
Yeah.
And I go, okay. And then I text her and it's like, the little man is telling you to come home now. And I was like, I told her. He's like, okay.
And look, to be fair to these,
so he knows it's a communications device.
To be fair to these kids, if we were growing up and your parents had the Pulp Fiction briefcase, and every once in a while you'd catch them looking inside of it, and you'd go, "Hey, what is that?" and they'd shut it and go, "Nothing," you would become obsessed with the briefcase. I understand.
You want to hear something absolutely crazy?
Yeah.
This child has never seen a Mario game in his life. Ever. Not on the TV, not on a video, nothing. I loaded up the Switch 2 on the television to like check out the weekly deals. And he looks at the TV, goes, "I want to see Mario, please. I want Mario. Mario, please." Because Mario's on the fucking
It's in the air.
Thing.
It's in the air, like, bro.
There's like, no, there's a Mario book we read to him, like a cute little baby book, like 18 months ago.
Oh, man.
Right?
Yeah.
And like the Mario blue and red little guy design is like, and the name is so strong.
Yeah. I mean, that, like, Mario, Optimus, Superman, Gundam. Like,
Nintendo will always win
red, white, blue
game console race.
Red, white, blue, and yellow are like super attractive designs for kids, like 1,000,000% every time. This is studied and known. And the whatchamacallit, we have one of our teethers that brother-in-law got was a Super Nintendo controller. It's pretty cute, It's like it's a nice teether, and it's pretty useful. And a lot of the ones she have don't fit properly in her mouth, so like that one actually does. But like the whole like getting them started early, and it's just like, well, it's a gift, and it's an opportune one, and it happens to be the right size. But everything in due time. Where there's no rush. I'm sure by simple virtue of the fact that in the house there is a glowing room with sounds coming out of it. Yeah. And she's going to be around and be like, "What's happening in Dad's workroom with the purple and green lights and the sounds and all the curiosity is going to be baked in there, I'm sure, at some point." And maybe she'll be like, "Oh, that shit's lame. Get it away from me."
What's up with your forbidden glowing box of mystery?
It's a big room for dorks. It sucks. I'm out of here.
It's Dad's show. This is what it is.
We'll see.
But now I'm in the moment where he goes, "I want to go to the office and I want to do Dad show." No more Dad show. It's my show. He said, "No more Dad show. It's my show." And then climbed the chair and said, "This is my chair. It's for me." And I'm like, nuh-uh, not for you. You're going to grow up mentally well.
There you go. Mm-hmm. So that's what your week is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
I am coming back this week. Not tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm busy all day. But Thursday I'm gonna start the RE9 Insanity difficulty playthrough. And then after that I'm gonna play a bunch of Crimson Desert this week because that game still looks fake, even though I have confirmation that it is real. Have you seen any of Crimson Desert?
I was excited based on, being like, I thought Black Desert was cool. And
Yeah.
then seeing what they were doing going on, it was like, oh, cool, building off of that. But the more I learned about Black Desert and stuff, the more I kind of learned that it was like not what it was advertised to be.
No, it's definitely not.
And that
Crimson
bumps me
Desert
out.
is what Black Desert was advertised to be.
Right.
Maybe. It seems fake. It seems really fake.
I just, at the end of the day, like it taught me that I will hit stop will stop me in my tracks. I will look twice at anything with hit stop, Cool. All right.
Yeah, go down to twitch.tv/PatStaresAt and youtube.com/PatStaresAt/live. And I'm streaming. I'll be streaming.
All right, there you go. All right, quick word from our sponsors.
Whom we love.
This week, the podcast is sponsored by AG1, which is a daily health drink that you can use to easily get yourself all the greens and nutritious stuff that you need every day. I know that I am trying to figure out the easiest, most efficient way to get multivitamins and probiotics and all that stuff on a regular basis. And I have tried a couple different things, and I've dropped off on some of them, sometimes because it just is too annoying to set up, or sometimes because it just doesn't taste great. AG1 tastes really good. I don't eat as many greens as I should, so you got 75 plus ingredients and all the probiotic strains, you got all the multivitamins, you got everything that you need to get your daily superfoods and antioxidants, etc., all in a scoop. And between the different flavors, that you can go with, you get it in, you shake, you get one easy dose down, and it tastes great. I'm not going to say that I'm like, okay, I know that in addition to this, I need to add more green to my diets in general and get on top of it, but it's a nice start.
Especially on St. Patrick's Day.
Yes. It is a nice start, and plus on top of that too, in the winter, when I'm indoors even more and it's overcast even more and I'm not getting enough sunlight and all that stuff, all of this comes into even to be even more important for this period of time. So you can help get your energy, immune health, gut health, all that stuff better. What you want to do is go to drinkag1.com/superbeast to get an AG1 flavor sampler with bottle and vitamin D3 plus K2 for free in your AG1 welcome kit with your first AG1 subscription order, only while supplies last. Again, that's drinkag1.com/superbeast, excuse me. That's pretty much it. Tastes great. Check them out. Thank you. AG1. This week, the podcast is sponsored by Brooklyn Bedding, and that is quite simply something that you should be paying attention to is your sleep. Your bed, you're going to be spending more than a third of your life asleep.
Hopefully.
You're going to be spending so much of your time asleep, and if you don't get yourself a good mattress or something that's comfortable or something that's supporting your back, you're hurting yourself, You might not think about it because it's kind of just like you fall into the pattern, but a good bed makes a huge difference. Brooklyn Bedding is a company that is, they got you no gimmicks, no expensive mattress setup that you go down to the mattress store and there's a billion people doing the whole get into this used car salesman vibe. None of that. You're getting the mattress shipped straight to your door. The tech that allows that to be possible is still kind of insane. just a box that opens up on the spot, and then the mattress just
Crazy.
opens
I
up,
don't
and
get it.
it's just compression and
I gotta have
air
like a
and
robot push it, right? Like
yeah,
no human being can do that.
plastic and air and all this stuff, and it's all just in a packaged box that you can ship, and you it's not even that heavy, and then you open it up, and bam, it's in your spot, ready to go. They've got tons of options for you if you sleep hot. They've got Glaciotex covers, copper-infused foams, thermoregulation, a whole bunch of tech. So if you're sleeping, you want to stay cool all night long, you've got mattresses that are perfect for that. Yeah, they've got mattresses that are perfect for back health, 100% fiberglass free for peace of mind, and a 120-night comfort trial. So if you don't love it, they'll swap it or return it hassle free. Check them out. It was quite convenient to just get I got a mattress topper on top of our bed, and just added a little extra softness that me and Punch Mom enjoy. So, beyond just mattresses as well, they've got a lot of options for you. Check them out. Go to brooklynbedding.com and use the promo code SUPERBEAST at checkout to get 30% off site-wide. This offer is not available anywhere else. That's brooklynbedding.com with the promo code SUPERBEAST, and you'll get 30% off site-wide. Support the show. Let them know we sent you after checkout as well. Thank you, Brooklyn Bedding.
Thanks, Brooklyn Bedding.
This week, the podcast is sponsored by Factor, and that is real simple. You just got to get yourself food on a regular basis to stay alive. Unfortunately, getting food takes time, and that time can be spent sometimes doing other things. And I know that it's probably good to pay attention to getting your food so that you stay alive. But sometimes other things are more pressing. Also, on top of that, making sure the food that you are eating is healthy is a lot. It's just difficult. So, Factor, they can get you quality meals delivered straight to you. You can get your lean proteins, your colorful veggies, whole food ingredients, etc., healthy fats, whatever you're looking for, healthy eating, calorie management. You can get all of that taken care of. So simplify the process. You don't want to have to deal with the time it spends to get to groceries, how expensive they can get. It is quite annoying to deal with a lot of that. And it's nice to do something like, for example, when I finish this podcast, be able to just head down and pop a Factor meal in, heat it up, and I know it tastes good, and it's actually healthy as well. And I'm not just slopping it up. So, yeah, you've got options that also include, again, Calorie Smart or Mediterranean diets, GLP-1 support, and ready-to-eat salads. Lots of options for you to check out. Always fresh, never frozen, ready in about 2 minutes. So check them out. Head to factormeals.com/castle50off and use the code castle50off to get 50% off plus free breakfast for a year. Offer only valid for new Factor customers, and with the code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase, make healthier eating easy with Factor. Thank you, Factor.
Thanks, Factor.
And last but not least, this podcast is brought to you by Shopify, and we've been talking about them for some time. But if you are interested in starting a new business, if you have already started a new business, or if you've been established in setting up your business for a while and you're online, you probably know or are about to find out how tricky it can be to keep track of and grow your business, how to figure out how to sell things to different places, how to advertise, how to handle returns, and it gets very complicated very quickly. We could barely figure that out when it came to getting merch for, the t-shirts and things like that. But yeah, Shopify makes that easy. It is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world, and they're perfect for getting you set up or for your millionth sale, whatever level your business is at. If you want to build your own shop, you've got a design studio, tons of templates to choose from. They can help you build up an online store. They have basically a marketing team almost that you can get your social media integration as well. You can track what it is that is happening with your inventory. You can keep track of international shipping if that's something that you're doing, or returns. All that stuff can really get complex to figure out, and so Shopify helps you simplify a lot of that. Plus, they've got 24/7 award-winning customer support, so anytime you need help, that is something easy and waiting for you to do. And that purple Shop Pay button that you're seeing a lot online as well is that's also Shopify too. So it's one of the best converting checkouts on the planet. So check them out. I know I use it often enough. It's really convenient and nice to keep all my deliveries and notifications for that stuff in one place. So turn those what ifs into cash. Get your ideas off the ground today with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/superbeast. That's shopify.com/superbeast. shopify.com/superbeast. Thank you, Shopify.
Thanks, Shopify.
Alrighty. Whew. I mean, I'm like, oh, we could start talking about, no, wait, here we go. So, I mean, look, do we start on questioning what the fuck is happening with Digital Foundry right now? Do we run the filter? Do we do it?
So I can straight up tell you what's happening to Digital Foundry.
I've gotten messages from lots of people being like, can't wait to hear y'all talk about this type shit, you know.
I can tell you what's happening to Digital Foundry. But before we talk about what's happening to Digital Foundry, we have to talk about why we should talk about what's happening to Digital Foundry, which is DLSS 5
has been announced from NVIDIA. They showed a demo off, and
it is supposed to be a more realistic lighting pass added after the fact via AI
generative, exactly. Whatever. And it's the demo they showed off was running on two 5090s and 1200 watt power supply. It's apparently supposed to be of something that's coming this year.
All right, so and in order to talk about that, we need to talk about the existence of DLSS. So DLSS was invented back in, I want to say, the fucking 2000 series, maybe 3000 series. But the idea behind deep learning super sampling is the idea that by feeding a bunch of a game's footage at super high resolutions into the robot, it can teach your video card via drivers how to ballpark what a lower resolution image would look like at a higher resolution. This is used so that what you can do is have the game look like it's 4K and output at 4K, but its internal render is at like 1080p or something, which frees up a lot of resources. And DLSS has gone through multiple transformer models. We're up to DLSS 4. And DLSS 4 is really great. It creates like high resolution images that are in a lot of cases superior to traditional anti-aliasing techniques.
It's an existing
at much faster frame rates. So the core of it, of DLSS and AMD's FSR, is we are using this technology to create better looking results at a much, much faster performance. So when they say, hey guys, we invented DLSS 5 to improve lighting, by the way, it takes two 5090s, right away, the plot is lost. Immediately, it's like, no. This is not what this is for.
So they're saying that they're going to get it running on one later in this year is what they're saying. But the demo that they showed off was using two and a 1200 watt power supply again.
Second of which is the important thing of NVIDIA has been pushing ray tracing and path tracing for a while, which is basically reconstructing light rays to more accurately do something in the scene. The problem with ray tracing and path tracing, despite the fact that if there's a lot of water or reflective surfaces, it can look very nice. It's like the most expensive computational setting on your computer. It's like 20% of your computer's like energy is going into something that's like 1% visually better. It's a massive waste. It is
Right.
the easiest setting to turn off and go, oh cool, now the game runs good.
So with all that set up, the way that this was revealed is they had Digital Foundry check it out, and they got hands-on to demo the tech, and they took a look at it over a couple different games, and the flagship one was RE9.
Yeah, it's
And
RE9, it's Oblivion remastered, it's there's a couple others.
and right off the bat, what you end up seeing when they're looking at the tech is you're seeing they turn it on, they turn it off, and you see the change in lighting to the environments. You see the change in lighting to the characters, and then you see the faces on the characters become completely different faces that look exactly like every shitty Gen AI filter that you've been seeing all over the place for the last year. And
So what's happening here is they say it's not a filter, even though
I know
they displayed it as a filter.
that's what I'm saying. This is this is what everyone sees, right? So the feedback was properly negative because everyone has been getting conditioned into this bullshit for a long time and is getting kind of sick of it. And what you see when the filter goes on, essentially, which they're saying it's not, but when you see when they turn it on, is it effectively acts as a fuck your art direction button.
So what happens is they yassify
if you want,
all
you
characters within their purview.
Sure, you can go with that. We can go with that, or the ads for what is it? We're under fucking attack. Play now for free,
Yeah.
right?
So,
and a lot of people kind of went, "No thanks, NVIDIA. I don't feel like designing my own AI slut right now. Actually, I think I'd rather not." It looks exactly like that shit.
So there's more going on here. So like DLSS's biggest thing is that there are some artifacts, but it's being based off of like the game's own footage. So what ends up happening is that you'll have minor artifacts, typically shimmering, or maybe some interface elements when you go too fast, get a little goofy, but nothing crazy. When you look at the DLSS 5 thing, Grace is like the best example, but they also have a screenshot of Leon that shows a similar problem.
Yeah.
The filter, or whatever the fuck they want to call it, is adding things that aren't there.
Yeah.
And when it adds things that aren't there, it adds all the same things that aren't there every time. So the Grace image looks like a porn actress, and that's because these AI models have been trained on porn. But more than that, you take a look at Leon. Leon's chin gets slightly bigger in the shot that they showed. And what this means is that per frame, the characters are going to look slightly differently per frame. So like there will be like that morphing fucking shit going on at a lower thing.
And you know what? There might not even be, like, that sounds like based on the way we see Gen AI stuff look right now, that frame by frame, it's going to look like a weird different person thing. Totally possible. But again, NVIDIA is saying that it is not a filter, and they specifically went into the comments to talk about how the developers are going to have control to maintain the aesthetic, whatever. So when you see the video in particular,
I mean, it literally has to be a filter. It's a frame buffer going into the model and then having changes applied to it. Like,
so as Digital Foundry is reviewing the tech, and they're getting very excited about it, and they're kind of going, well, I mean, between having it off and having it on, I think it's a no-brainer. I know which game I'd rather play and stuff. And you're kind of looking at they're zooming in on like Grace, and you're seeing the details of the close-up and such. And it's like, okay, so like, it doesn't matter whether the artist and the art direction was specifically going for a particular look, a particular shading, particular face, etc. Every eye must be glassy. Every lip must be rouged in the same sort of way. Cheeks are they must be shiny. These same sort of just erase whatever the artist did filter drops on, like it feels like it drops into place, and you see that effect on everything else they do when they showed it off with FIFA and every other game. You're just seeing like whatever the artist did absolutely out of the picture. Go fuck yourself. Here's something that people are going to glance at and be like, oh look, it's that pretty Instagram fucking Snapchat filter that you're dropping on top of things. And people are so conditioned at this point to seeing that exact type of thing and being like, ugh, at this point, that it doesn't get the reaction they thought they were going to have, which is people going, wow, it looks like we're skipping 2 or 3 gens ahead.
Yeah.
You know, it feels like we're on PS9. Holy shit.
So there's a lot to break down. So first of all, I don't believe for a second that the DLSS 5 announcement video is for anyone that's ever going to buy a video card or play a video game. This screams shareholder slop. Keep investing in NVIDIA. Look how real it looks.
I mean, NVIDIA is like one of the most important companies on the planet.
But it has to keep going up or else it'll crash. Right? And this has this, and the fact that it requires like whatever they're going to say it requires 5090s. Guess what? Nobody owns a 4090. Right? Like nobody, like most people are playing old games. Most people are playing on old hardware. This is for no one. Like on a practical, like people actually using this in their games level, this is actually for no one, the same way that path tracing is for no one. They have a streaming thing called GeForce Now that they could probably turn it on and show it off, but whatever.
Bad ideas have never stopped them from ramming forward, by the way.
Absolutely,
nothing in this industry has ever been
there's just like a computational like hard line
to what is actually possible, to what you can sell to the consumer actually. Never mind that selling to the consumer actually matters anymore, mind you.
And well, they're also like downgrading projections for selling video cards in the future anyway. So like this shit is for no one. For digital.
Hey, poor boy, why don't you just stream the game? If you can't afford 250s, if you can't afford 2 video cards, just say so.
No interest at all.
You can't afford 25090s, then just stream it.
We talked about
fucking
this last
poor
week.
boy.
The video game industry has a problem that the movie industry doesn't even have, which is like there's so many good video games that you can get readily available access to with current technology. The average person could easily just play games that have already come out forever. There's absolute like the ability to go fuck it, I'm out. Is totally viable for almost every single person. Right.
When I was talking last week about the new Helix box and the angles that they're going to approach this from, and how you're going to market the console that can also play Steam, and you know this is going to challenge not just a PlayStation but also a Steam box, etc. All the AI features describing that are surely going to get rolled out. I guess I was not really thinking about the one that would just erase the entire artistic intent of the game you're playing. You know, I know that we've seen like again filter shit dropped in over classic games, and we've seen the whole like we're smoothing over the pixels of a game you love, and everyone's like, we fucking hate this, it looks like dog shit. You know, play Chrono Trigger with this blur fucking vomit filter on it. Why don't you? But yeah, I guess it's just like of all the filter, the things that are going to be in your face, I can easily see this being one of those things that it's like, no matter what you play, look, it just looks better on Helix or whatever, or like the individual AI offerings becoming part of the bullet points they're trying to sell you on.
So the DLSS 5 thing, before I forget, because there's a point that it's important in my head anyway, is like everybody's focusing on Grace's face and the Starfield lady's face and how they're being yassified for their own protection.
I mean, it's kind of hard not to when it looks like the Twitter guy post that says this is how she should have
and they're
looked.
like, no, you can choose that. Like what's actually like even like worse is something that happens with AI generated imagery. So are you familiar with the yellow tint in AI imagery?
No.
Okay, so AI has an issue with its output, and that is a weirdly disproportionate amount of all images ever have more yellow in them than other colors. There just happens to be a crazy amount of yellow images.
Deus Ex piss filters.
As a result,
okay.
as a result, some AI models are skewed yellow compared to whatever their source would be
Interesting.
over and over and over, right? And what you're seeing with the DLSS 5 thing is every single compare and contrast image made the scene like twice as bright.
Yeah, the Assassin's Creed Shadows forest was
Like
in particular.
a dark forest, a dark street under rain, and a dark room underground in the Starfield one. All of them are just super brightly saturatedly lit. And that's even a bigger problem than the fucking AI face shit. A Resident Evil is a fucking horror game that takes place mostly in the dark.
And I think the the fact that the faces just came across that fucking like immediately revolting for anyone who's gotten conditioned to this shit was like you, if it was just something where they only showed environments and or just and such, like this probably wouldn't have hit and been as like, oh my god, please fucking stop. But seeing their face look exactly like the you won't last 10 minutes playing this game, you know, and you're just like, guys, how did you think this was gonna go over well? So the digital found like the video and such, like, I mean, yeah, it's everyone is rightfully upset, dislikes through the fucking roof, and the examples they gave, the comment they said was where was it, that basically that the developers will choose what to toggle on and what to toggle off and such. And
sure, I don't
I don't believe for a second that these types of things are kind of like when you have to go to your parents' house and turn the TV fucking most shit off, right? Or the fact that YouTube Shorts automatically run a filter on everybody's face now as soon as it goes on, and it makes it look different.
It's bad on me too. It accentuates all the hairs and lines.
And you have no say in the matter. There is zero precedent for any of us to believe that this shit is not going to be on by default and pushing its way into your face, and you're going to have to opt out of it. More than anything, right? It's 100% going to be the way that this goes. And yeah, I mean, fucking I feel stupid to keep saying the word art as if it matters, as if it means anything, because it doesn't fucking mean anything, right?
This is where we get into what's going on with Digital Foundry, and I feel like people haven't been paying attention and literally have never paid attention to Digital Foundry in the history of their thing. Everyone is going, I don't understand how Digital Foundry can find this impressive when it screws up the art design. Digital Foundry does not do fucking exhaustive technical treaties on art design. They're engineering nerds and tech freaks. That's what everyone always went to them for. They're like, I want to know why this thing runs. I want to know what technique this is. I want to know how all this shit works. If it's bump mapping or fucking ray tracing or whatever the fuck, right? They're technologists. Right? Like at its core, Digital Foundry is like a technologist,
right?
Like organization. And
so you're biting into this big old product right now. This tasty product.
So there's a post that I'm gonna directly quote from Chris Wolfhart, who I think summed it up really perfectly. He took a screenshot from two screenshots from Resident Evil games in which Digital Foundry was like dick riding the path tracing in it, where it's a fucking typewriter with like slightly better shadows on one than the other. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And it's like the most nothing shit ever. It's like, who gives a fuck? And they say serial killers often fixate on minute improvements to methodology in the desperate hope of mastering their method of choice will make the rush of their first kill return. And I think tech guys are rapidly getting to that point, right?
Oh,
We have seen technical guys in the games business go from like the fucking Super Nintendo to like the 360 era and just be completely losing their mind at all the technology advancements. But now we're at the point where we're talking about the fucking reflected resolution of a path traced puddle in the fucking ground, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It is the ultimate in fucking splitting hairs now. But as technologists who also rely on industry support to send them direct footage and devices to test, yeah, of course they're going to dick ride any new technical like development, and because that's what they do.
And this is a place that you turn to that's trustworthy for the level of granularity is always going to be to the extremes, because it's going to be more granular than you would ever go and for certain levels of for example, for finding out like which version of something is dropping more frames, which or to the point where with the games we play that are higher responsiveness, like certain versions dropping more frames actually feels worse to play and such. These are things that are, the amount that we're looking for is way in the weeds compared to where the average consumer wants to go, and then you live in that space, and then you take it to the nth degree with these types of moments. So yeah, what I will say is in the video, right, there's moments where you hear them say something to the effect of I think it's like the artistic vision is a question or it's a concern. They're going, wow, this looks phenomenal. This tech is really great. Now, the artistic vision, the changes that might have to it, that is a bit of a concern, or that is a question to be answered. They kind of like, I forgot the exact phrasing of it, right? That gets posed, but overall, it's like, yeah,
they give you a breadcrumb of plausible
to say that, like, ultimately, yes, this is wiping out what the art direction intention was for all of the things you're looking at here, but ultimately, it looks like we're skipping a generation or 4 ahead. So wow, right?
Yeah, except it turns every white woman into Aubrey Plaza, Scarlett Johansson. Like
everything. It looks like everyone has to look the same, like at the same trained faces, same trained features. And again, like if you deliberately did something like made someone's eyes not reflective in a moment or whatever, fuck all that, right? So
I think it's crazy because like photorealism as an art style is also an art style.
It's a choice.
But more than that, different interpretations of photorealism look different. RE9 is going for photorealism. It doesn't look anything like fucking Arc Raiders or fucking Call of Duty. Like
one of the first things, bringing up art, whatever. One of the first things in art school you learn about when you're like, wow, look at the photorealistic, incredible work here, and then it's like, yeah, people learn how to do that, so that they then break the rules, right? Like you get competent at basically becoming you are a photographer with your hands, with certain mediums, with Conte or charcoal or whatever, and then you diverge from it after that point, and you develop a style that essentially is something that knows what the rules are so that you can break them in a way that still it conveys something, right? I don't know what this looks like when it runs over anything that's not meant to be realistic. None of the demos they showed.
Oh, it probably freaks the fuck out and is not suitable.
Right. They didn't drop. We're not seeing this running over Hi-Fi Rush, right? We're not seeing it running over anything that is going not photorealistic. And like that's an extra element of this too, where it's like this particular AAA homogenized, like
now they're all going to look even more
gets
homogenized.
Worse. It gets worse because you made the thing that pushes it even further together. It all looks like the fucking Twitter threads,
I want to say it was a Japanese developer that basically talked about how like all the growth in the games business is like games between like $20 and $40 because expensive games are so expensive that they represent multiples of that, and that their point was not even that. Their point was like, hey, if you localize your game into a different region, remember that it has to hit this range in other regions also when you convert the prices. Like if you just raw convert things into Brazil dollars, hey, guess what? No one's going to buy it because it's like a house.
I find it particularly funny that RE9 is the chosen example because it's a current hit game that looks great and is doing very well and is you know, it's topical, right?
You know what's a great point in those screenshots? They don't show a enemy.
That's what I was about to say, Pat. What happens if you show a monster that's supposed to be fucked up and disgusting, or anything that's designed to be weirdly sort of human but not human, right? What does it do to a zombie or a creature that's meant to be dead, or anything that has any kind of feature? Like, what does it do for that? I would love to know, because the only thing it understands, obviously, is the distilled beauty filter that we've trained, you know, every girl to look like and every guy to look like. How do you drop that onto a realistic art style that is also being inhuman on purpose? Show us what a monster looks like. I want to know.
The other thing,
does it get rosy cheeks and glossy eyes?
We're not even going to spend much time on it because it's obvious every time we talk about AI. But like, now that we're past training the model on the game itself, and now it's showing us realism looking AI humans. Oh, okay, where did that training data come from? Did it come from the same slot pile of stolen assets and videos like everything else?
You can't even get into the training data part of this. Like, yeah, you have to just take that and sidestep it entirely.
Oh,
right?
It looks like a real person. Oh, okay, that means you stole a real person's photo, or probably billions.
I mean, look, yesterday, like, I was describing, just, you see this type of shit again.
Oh, somebody posted it. Somebody posted what it would look like. Here, Wooly, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, okay, so
thanks,
the yassified creatures that look like,
yeah.
All right, great. I mean, it's just, I the wording I used talking to people yesterday about this was that, like, I'm trying my hardest to not give in to industry crash accelerationism, and it's coming up on my neck like Sasuke's cursed seal. Like, I gotta like, I gotta
talk. So last week, Wooly, I think this is a decent segue. Last week we talked about, you put your fingers in your ears and you were like, no, AI stuff for Microsoft, no.
Yeah.
Right. Did we, or no, the new console or whatever, but there wasn't anything actually announced. Did the Copilot stuff get announced in between last week and now?
It must have.
Okay. So Xbox, having seen you, they said, Wooly's right. And they said, you know, here's what the AI shit coming to Xbox is going to be. And they've announced what it is. It's Copilot. Copilot is coming to all your Xbox games now.
Of course it is. Yeah.
So this means that an AI robot will be hiding in the background of your processes, sucking up frames, so that you can ask it a question. And if the question is about the most popular game of all time that you could have solved with a 1-second Google search, it'll maybe give you the right answer. But if it's about fucking Ikaruga or some fucking fighting game, it'll tell you some bullshit, and then you'll never use it again. Then you'll, like, this type of thing for video games, you'll ask it a question and it has one chance to tell you the right answer. And if it gives you the wrong answer once, you'll never use it again.
There's no other place this could have gone, because you're coming up with a way to sell an expensive piece of hardware to people in an unaffordable industry and an unaffordable economy, and you're also giving something that you're telling them they can play it elsewhere, that they can play it on their existing platforms, etc. And so you have to come up with a feature to pull people over, and if it's not going to be exclusives, all you have to go on is, what is the current bubble based on? What is everything leaning towards? How do we get people to come in and build that and get the investment machine going? You tell them that the box has a unique AI thing that they can't get anywhere else. That's all it is.
The robot that's always wrong how to beat this boss. Like,
so look, I don't know the full deal with the folks over at Digital Foundry and everything like that, but I do know
I'm sure they're all nice people, but I think their heads too deep in the beast.
I see people not quoting, but people are mentioning one person in particular, John Linneman, who just wrote ... on Twitter,
Yeah,
and I, I guess
that could mean a lot,
it
though,
can mean a
right?
lot. So nobody, I don't know what
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that is. But like, one thing's clear is like, yeah, I don't. Maybe not everybody's on the same page, you know, with whatever's happening over there.
It's possible. It's definitely possible sometimes.
He's an anti-AI person who has written about that. I
there
see.
it is.
I
All
see.
right.
Okay. Staunchly.
That's got to be awkward. At
That's
work.
got to be awkward. Yeah. Okay. Well,
the other thing is that if like, so even from a technologist perspective, the AI stuff is kind of self-defeating because like the entire like onus of image generation is just like next neighbors like imagining an image, like essentially at some point there's no graphical technology in it at all. It's just copying existing images. It's like a completely different discipline.
well,
And if this were to replace
Yeah.
image generation,
yeah.
then the whole thing that those guys are into would just disappear.
And make no mistake, right? If this is not a filter, but we're seeing these effects, and this is what NVIDIA's putting out, who are again the most important company on the fucking planet at this point, right? What do all competing companies that are not NVIDIA start running to compete with this tech, to do anything? If they're
More
going
data centers.
of course, but they are going to be the ones running filters and running the same shit that you see on everything that's awful now.
Oh, absolutely.
On top of these games as a standard feature. Like, if they can't do this, they're going to just drop back to that. And hey, guess what? Will my cousin be able to tell the difference or care? Or will it just be like, oh wow, cool, the latest Assassin's Creed looks fucking sicker than ever? End of story.
I don't have time
right?
to ask my cousin that. I'm too busy getting them pregnant. Alex, what are you doing? What are you doing, Alex? Stop it!
You see, Samoa Joe, usually when you bang your adoptive stepsister, you got a 0% chance of incest. But then you see me, Alex, and I'm the genetic freak, right? So suddenly your chances go up by 33 1/3%. And then you add Tom, who's Patricia's dad, and my mom's cousin, so that increases the chances by 8%, 8 1/3%. So you see, Samoa Joe, when you bang your second cousin at sacrifice, the numbers don't lie.
This was literally the first thing that I saw when I woke up. I'm like, me and the boy go downstairs and I'm making myself a bagel, and I got him some milk, and he wanted Cheerios in a teacup, and I set him up with his Cheerios in a teacup, and I'm having my bagel, and I fucking hop on the internet, and I'm like, what do people, and then like I'm like, oh, Alex and Patricia got married and I have a baby in the Street Fighter thing. I'm like, that's weird. That's fucking weird. Because aren't they big brother and sister?
He's adopted by Tom, so that's it's a strange choice.
That's pretty like stepsister incesty shit.
But typical for anime, right?
And then I'm like, then I scroll an image,
and you could have left it there. You could have left it there.
Out of nowhere, he's like, by the way, my parents and Tom are related.
You could like,
and my brain
it's
just
so crazy.
I'm like Googling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's like share grandparent, that's second cousin.
Like,
and I'm like, okay.
They could have just left it at he was the adopted.
Okay,
so they grew up together, and it's the stepsister dynamic or so. And you're like, yeah,
okay.
That's not like everything so far. Everything
this is bad.
Yeah.
Now they're related. It's bad now. And
everything was platonic about the energy so far projected into these two characters throughout every other game.
And then I see the fucking image, and it's part of his arcade mode ending. And on the right side of the screen is him and Patricia getting married. And on the left side of the screen is him as a 5-year-old holding her as an infant. And I'm like, and then in the upper left is her as like a smiling, adorable infant baby.
It is,
and I'm just like,
It's
Like,
it's specifically the like we grew up together, like all my little cute, childhood friend, sister, whatever. It's specifically going for that. and
so
and it's not even
everything about
even
this.
that. And the other thing too is that like it's also like it's not like, oh look, there they are and they're adult, they're grown-ups, and like now they're like making out or something. It's like, nah, she's already preggers, bro.
She's 7 months along or some
Right?
shit.
So click the fucking Mugenics chain on that to see what kind of
So
Lannister shit is happening.
I started
mean,
to I busted out a fucking chart,
so this is the problem.
and I fucking
I
and
know.
I started to
Everyone
I hit
did.
the wiki,
Everyone did.
and I'm like,
and this
I need to. We're gonna break down all the factors here.
second cousin is the answer,
Second
right?
cousin,
And,
share
and that
a grandparent.
that like it sucks that we have to start doing fucking genealogy tracing on a
but
Street
we're gonna
Fighter
do it.
character.
But
And
it's not
also
even it's all factors here.
and it's also burying like, well, no, this is the lead, but like it's burying the other story, which is that he has a last name and like nobody cares. Winger, Alex Winger, apparently. Weird last name. Whatever.
Okay, so they are.
Hold on, pause. Alex has come out in Street Fighter 6. He's available.
Oh, yeah, sure. Okay,
and the game updated with him, and there's patch notes for other stuff. That is the story.
Oh, and everyone's pretty happy with this version of Street Fighter 6. Meanwhile, the Tekken players I know
somehow
are like on suicide watch.
Somehow even more on fire. Tekken is really going through
crazy
because they said we're going back to basics, and it sounds like they didn't do that, so everyone's losing it. But
awesome.
Lily can do a double Condor Spire, right? So
awesome.
Anyway,
all right. So okay, so they're second cousins because they share a grandparent. All right, this means that they are 1/32nd genetically similar, right? We're talking a couple percent.
Let's do some Steiner math, baby.
All right. What this means is that for future genealogical progress, right, they are at the furthest limit that society would accept.
It is your
like,
second cousin is
second cousin
you're
is the line.
Clear. But
you are technically medically clear, but the social reality is not the same.
Do we enjoy living on the line? Is the line really where we want to build our house?
So,
do we want to? Is this structure sound?
Is from a genetic perspective, this is on the. It's a maybe, right? All right, let's move on to family situation. Okay, step siblings, essentially
raised together.
All right, not illegal. Right on the line. And there's two types of step siblings too. There's parent married in, or like I'm 10 and I'm now part of a family, and there's my 10-year-old sister, right? That's one. But this is not that.
Yeah.
This is I'm there from day one.
I can't believe they went for a double whammy on this, and either one of those on its own would have.
No, we're not. No, it's a triple whammy. You're not thinking with portals enough. Okay, so whammy 2 is family relationship, right? Functionally identical to real siblings, but not technically. I think this is over the line. People would be like, that's no good, right? Number 3
Rancid vibes.
Is age gap.
5 years?
There's a 5-year age gap, which as adults is super normal, right? A 25 and a 30-year-old.
Yeah.
Or I think they're 25 and 30.
Yeah.
In when they're in the Street Fighter 6 story. It's like, that's normal.
Yeah.
Right? 30, 35, whatever. However, that's not the reality of that age gap. The reality of the age, because everybody goes, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio's dating a 25-year-old. That means he was 14 when she was 0 or whatever shit. It's like, well, he didn't know her when she was fucking 0. he's a creep and he met this person when they were 20, but they're adults, right?
Okay,
No,
it's the growing up together part.
I met this person when
Okay,
they were
it's
zero.
the growing up. It's the growing up together part.
I met them when they were 0. The 0 and 5 is real for this situation. That did happen.
You get the
This isn't like, oh, you look so cute in your baby pictures. This is, I remember when I changed my wife's diapers as a child.
So
that's fucking weird.
It feels like every checkbox of the Emoto like childhood friend thing, you know, it feels like every checkbox like needed to be hit here in one person, and it's almost like they couldn't decide on one or the other, so they just went all of it, actually.
All of on the line on every single one of them.
And it could have just been any one of those, and everyone would have been like, they seemed to just be siblings. That's a weird pull, but okay, what are we doing? And you're just like, nah, if you got past any one of those, there was another fucking wall behind it, man. I have at that.
I have the mental thought that sums up how fucking strange
it wasn't the second impact, it was the third strike all along.
So this Alex and Patricia's relationship is the type of relationship that when they have grandkids, they're going to be explaining it to their grandkids, and their grandkids are going to be going, oh, what? Like the way we see our grandparents, and they're like, how'd you and grandpa get together? And they're like, well, grandpa was a 25-year-old man, and he would hang out outside the high school waiting for me to get out for 2 years, and eventually my dad said he could take me on a date.
He kept asking, and I kept saying no, and eventually I gave in. Yeah.
So Alex is going to be with Patricia, helping their daughter take their first steps, right? And his 1-year-old.
How I Met Your Mother.
And he'll be like, and he'll look over at his wife and be like, I remember when I helped you take your first steps.
Oh man. Okay. All right.
That's weird.
So this is where
I remember when I used to hold your mother like this. Fucking weird.
Are we in a world where patch notes on the story are possible?
We are, but it's too late.
Can we get a balance pass on the script? Because this is not what they wanted.
This is
everyone like, talking about on day one of Alex.
Generational character slander. This is like, it's almost never been done.
And they're not even gonna be. He's not even sitting on the Iron Throne to make up for it. Like if this were Westeros, that'd be one thing, you know. I'm
watching like the most violent like anti-takes on this, just like sucker punch me. I have a mutual whose response to this was, I guess people will stop making fun of me as much for playing the gay pedophile in Blaze Blue, because they're gonna play the racist incest guy in Street Fighter. And I'm like, what? He's racist? And then I get linked to the Street Fighter 5 story mode where he runs into Dalsim in New York, and Dalsim floats over to him to ask him, and he goes, oh, what are you, a mugger? Oh, and then they fight. And it's like, why? And of course he's based off of Hulk Hogan.
Okay,
so fucking fun.
I need to see what the fuck that's about.
It's fucking weird.
That don't sound good. Hey, Alex is from the mean streets of Metro City, okay? I don't think this is what they wanted day one of Alex to be about, and I'm I feel like we've entered the realm of you can just change that script because there was no problem up until right now.
It's too late. It's too late. Like, Wooly, I was talking to Erie this morning, and Erie tells me that they're in the fucking Portland FGC chat in Discord, and they just hear somebody scream out "Groomerang raid." It's too fucking late. It's too late. It's fucked, dude.
We can we can put it back in the bottle. We can put it back in. We can do this. We can. It's not too late. People haven't even updated their copies of the game yet. It's
fucking crazy. Like, I saw a breakdown that was like it was Juyuna, and it was like Kai married a 4-year-old, and that chick from Blaze Blue married a cat, but at least none of them fucked their cousins. And it's like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
Well, because the actually on the gears is their mental growth is
here's where it goes. Okay, you talk about Kai Kisuke and Dizzy, and you go actually, and you go, oh, she's a gear, it's different. Okay, that's one actually. You talk about fucking the Blaze Blue shit, and you're like actually, it's like, oh, they're a regular person, they just have the body of a cat or whatever. You talk about Alex, you have to do 3 actuallys. You have to do 3 actuallys. Actually, they're not that different in age. Actually, they only grew up together. They're not brother and sister. Actually, they're only second cousins.
I need to know, like, why it had to be every box ticked on that.
It's nuts. It's not even consistent with existing depictions of the characters. The 2 characters in every comic and every ending and
everything Udon did, everything, of course. And like, they were going for the heartwarming twist that Alex is walking around trying to figure out his identity and so on, but really back home he's already grown and his life has advanced and whatever, you know. They were going for this sweet heartwarming moment and just leaned into the fucking the Emoto shit, and now you're like,
I think the person
there was never an ounce of that energy.
I think the person who storyboarded or commissioned the storyboarding for the image of her holding him holding her as a baby on the left and them getting married on the right, it should be investigated.
That's like
that shit is so nuts.
It is.
That shit is so crazy.
Within the same screenshot, there is a visceral reaction that is, you can't actually, because we're stopping you, with it all being here in one. Yeah, man, we can patch the plot. Just like, come on, guys. There has to be some. They can't just no sell this response. Like, it's the only thing people are talking about.
Patch? What part of it are you gonna fucking change? Change one thing. Change one thing.
The cousin line.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like,
still fucking weird.
Yes. But now there's no blood. You remove the blood from the situation.
Dude, the cousin one's so nuts because it's like, oh, by the way, we're actually related after all.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Like, why?
Like, you didn't have to do that.
Sunday.
It was people are already going, like, I would, if you you edit out the cousin line and then you remove the blood from the equation and then you're just stuck with the other 2. But now we're doing a little bit less Steiner math.
Bro, this dude turned heel like a fucking motherfucker. Like, wow, dude. Oh, wow, that's heel. That's heel, man.
Whoa!
Can we ask what Kenny Omega thinks about this? Because I bet Kenny's finding out this shit this morning, dude.
Jab Project on the theme of incest, bro. They got Masaki Endo on the fucking incest track, man. All right. Well, hey,
I was so excited to play Alex, and guess what? I'm still excited to play Alex. I'm going to play Alex later today. This is like This is I can't think. People, I want you to reach out to me with characters that have been like fucked on this hard.
Well, I mean,
absolutely insane.
I know that there's generational fucking ball drops, but the
oh yeah, but this is the only one I can think of right now.
The fact that it's like the Street Fighter story, the thing that matters the least in the world, and it's the only thing we can talk about right now.
Oh, by the way,
yeah, Blanca got nerfed. Sure,
through
yeah,
his World Tour in story mode, and they found the one mention of Street Fighter 3 from Alex is one time I traveled around the world, and some of the guys I fought were real weirdos. That's it. That's the end of the Gil storyline.
You know, look, Aya got it pretty bad, and Typhlosion got it pretty bad in the lore drops.
What was
Pokemon?
Yeah, but the what? But I know we talked about this, but what was it?
Typhlosion's in the files, bro.
Oh yeah, Typhlosion's in the files.
Typhlosion's in the files.
Yeah.
There's a cave. Don't go there. Bad things. Yeah. Bad things in the cave. It's yeah. That's I can't believe just
how I started my fucking day. This is the first thing I fucking see. You excited to play Alex? Here you go.
Pat, isn't his new move the Predator stance?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Willie. He learned it. Oh no, sorry. It's the
it's the Prowler stance.
Come back.
Prowler stance. It's the Prowler stance, bro.
Yeah, I'm prowling. I'm prowling. Where are you prowling? My own house.
Oh no, please. Please. He deserves so much better. You know, this was meant to be the new spotlight. Luke took the spotlight, and Alex never got that shine.
Alex deserves better, but we need to remember that Alex and storylines do not mix, because Alex has maybe the worst storyline ever in Street Fighter history. He has to take revenge
because
over Gil winning a match
against Tom.
Tom doesn't even die.
And he tells him, you don't have to do this. I'm fine, actually. And Alex is like, no, I gotta get revenge.
Insane storyline. Totally weird. Pointless.
And Gil is like, you're a fine specimen. Join my cult, you know? But
no, you're evil.
I mean, it's just, yeah, a torch pass, you know? I just wanted a nice, clean torch pass. And now we're doing fucking...
the cleanest. Don't get any of that fucking outside the family DNA on this torch. Just all in here.
Now we're doing 23andMe on fucking Alex, man.
There's a song for this. I posted it earlier, which is like, if they're in your family tree, you have got to let them be. And yeah, don't do it. It's not good. It's not good to do. Ancestry.com is not a dating website.
Back HP, bro. Get over here. Flash chop to turn you around first. I just hey man, he's got a one-winged angel. And he's got a bunch of really cool extensions on his command grabs, and
Rooflemonger thinks he's probably pretty good, so that's cool.
I could see that being possible.
Yeah.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
Desk is doing some cool stuff with him.
Okay. Well, look, how about, I mean, if it were, I don't know what bearing this has on the situation. However, I can say that I opened up my percentage tracker this week, and I did some quick maths when I saw that an additional 5% of Capcom had been acquired by Saudi Arabia, specifically the MISC Foundation. And
weirdly enough, a different part of Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, well, because the MISC Foundation is specifically the Mohammed bin Salman group, and then the PIF is a public investment fund. So there's different sources for where the money comes from, and there's different organizations that ultimately do the investments. But what we're looking at is basically 5% on top of 5%, so 10% now, right? So yeah. That's a 10%, and we're talking another however many billion, because I believe previously it was somewhere, it might have been around 7 or 8 billion or so, but it's still like, that is multiple SNKs in its entirety, because the SNK deal, I believe, was at 600 million in cost. So we are probably 10 to 12 SNKs deep worth of investment at this point for anyone who's playing the long at home. So that's fun. Now here's the thing: your transition was legendary, and that's a segue that can't be beat. Much like Scott Steiner at Sacrifice. However, I was going to go with one. I was originally going to go with the one piece of somewhat yay AI news that happened.
Oh, please.
And it was simply that the Supreme Court declined a dispute over copyrights for AI generated material.
You know what that is? You know what the genesis of that precedent is?
Well, so the case that was specifically brought up by a computer scientist who was denied a copyright for a piece of visual art made with his AI system, and so they declined to take up the issue on whether it was generated, AI generated art can be copyrighted under U.S. law. What did you?
So, back in the 10s, a monkey took a selfie of itself. A macaque monkey grabbed a camera off some British guy and took some photos of itself, like legitimate, like this monkey made it. And in the attempt to copyright it, the legal decision came down that only human created works can file for copyright, not monkeys.
Okay.
Monkeys and birds, dogs and cats are not eligible for copyright. Only human beings. That also applies to robots.
And so the Supreme Court declining to take up the issue, why that matters is because the case in particular that was escalated through the lower courts rather, it got to a point where the lower courts decided that it's and anything that's not human created is ineligible for copyright protection. So that's
gotta make it.
So that's where the case remains. And
it also makes sense from the original purpose of copyright, which is defend the desire to create works in the public sphere.
Yeah, and so to quote Owen Dennis on this, actually, which is a pretty good thing to keep in mind with the precedent here, is that now companies, this is a huge win because companies would never in their right minds pressure you to use AI if you get to say, we can do that as long as you don't want to own the stuff you make and anyone can use it for any reason without paying you for it. They're not going to like that. It kind of
throws a problem in, hey, we made AI to make this TV show. Oops. Every character in this TV show is now up for grabs.
What do you own?
The public domain.
What likeness do you own? Yeah.
Oh, and now that we've popularized the use of AI, you can use AI to take these characters and make them do whatever the fuck you want, especially things that copyright owners would not like.
which, and this is hilarious because we were just talking about not long ago how Disney was like against all of it, and then I was like, why are they against it? Because they're investing in and buying into their own platform where you can generate AI, Disney characters in different AI scenarios or whatever, right? So like, how is this all going to apply at large? Now, of course, I think one individual like this is you have a case of precedent here, which is great and can be relied on until it's not, or until bigger, larger, more fucking money from the mouse, for example, decides to step in and have something to say about it, at which point this win no longer is a win that's guaranteed anymore, right? But at the very least, in the meantime, until that happens, this is pretty good for the basis of the idea that you cannot copyright anything that you generate.
Yeah, legal obstacles for these freaks is always nice.
Okay, couple other things going on. I guess there's the yeah. So we talked about what's going on with Alex and Street Fighter. Tekken on fire, as we mentioned, you know, and just other fighting game stuff going on. The Tokon account,
Hold
yeah.
on a second.
What's going on?
A couple hours ago or yesterday, I didn't see this, but Todd Howard did a special little announcement going how excited Bethesda is to work with DLSS 5 going forward, working on Starfield and onwards. And like, that's what they're going to do for fucking Elder Scrolls so it doesn't look like shit. They're going to just AI slop filter the whole fucking thing. Oh man, that's awesome. Oh fuck them. Oh geez.
Re-releases where you just drop a filter on it and put it back out.
Yeah. Good. Good. Thanks for sending me that Asna. Appreciate it.
And it's literally, again, what old Pixel re-releases were like 15 years ago. You know,
did you see like the Oblivion remastered characters have this thing applied to them? They look fucking bad.
I didn't. Oh man,
because they have non-human fucking features.
Yeah, okay.
It looks fucking terrible.
Excuse me. So the other things I was going on, so yeah, Tekken is on fire, but Tokon is actually listening to feedback, and I don't know if you heard about any of the changes.
I did. They added a huge variety of changes.
A lot.
There are way too many to get into.
So,
but it's like everything that you and me and everyone has complained about. They're like, it's either gone or been added.
I can summarize, really. They basically made it so that you can use your assists in more freestylish ways. You're not locked into the same repetitive routes. You can pick any version of the assist to use it in any way at any route. You're not stuck using air assists when you want them to come out on the ground. You can only use them at a certain height. When you mash jab, you don't get the auto combo coming out when you whiff. So now it's only when you confirm. So
massive big deal.
They added, and in terms of combos being sort of stagnant, they added a style system effectively, which rewards you with better scaling on combos that are more stylish. So you get more damage actually for being less repetitive and for doing more unique setups and such. A lot of, and then they also sped up the tagging system itself. They made it so that wall breaking doesn't happen anywhere near as often. You don't get wall break every time you do a super. And when you do get a wall break, it leads to like a hard knockdown, which means you can go get like a nice advantage situation. So they basically are just listening to like everything that everyone was complaining about with that, which is great because thank God, you know, this is a fucking cool looking game and it would suck to have, you know, that feeling be there on an ArcSys game, no less, mind you. So they went into a ton of it, but like 10 big changes they basically put out in this one video. And yeah, you can see, you know, the demo of what they're going for and how, and they're like legit going, okay, this wasn't it. You know, we're gonna make it so that the building blocks of a good game are here, but let's reinvent a bunch of these systems from the ground up. And so I hope that we get another chance to get hands on it to see what it's like now.
You know, it's very interesting to me, and we'll see how it goes. But one of the thoughts that I had looking over this enormous list of like very fundamental changes was that there is a sequence of events in here in which I should apologize to the 2XKO developers, which is one of the things that the devs of 2XKO talked about, is that a lot of the reason the game took so long to come out was that it's their first fighting game that they've made. And like they would do like a change, and then they would do like exhaustive testing to see how that worked. And then I look over at Arc System Works, who've been making fighting games for 100 years. And they see the complaints, and the people who've done it forever just go, okay, change this, add that, add that, add that. What do you set it to? Set it to this, and that. From experience.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know.
Mm-hmm.
Because they made Guilty Gear and Guilty Gear and Guilty Gear and Blaze Blue and Blaze Blue and Blaze Blue. Yeah, experience matters.
It matters. It does matter.
I was looking at the amount of changes that they were making, and I was like, I'm fucking bedazzled at the level of they've turned it into a fairly different game with these changes.
And the thing is, too, as well as, you know, something is, I've said, like, there is, because Tokon, it's a mixture of, like, Western and Japan teams, but, of course, Arxis, you know, doing most of the work on that. We know that, there's a lot of folks in Japan, too, a lot of the players that are joining the devs and people that have been in the business of making fighting games and designing combat, etc., for literally half their lives at this point. You know what I mean? Like, it's been forever.
Yeah.
In North America, you have, like, fucking less than 3 or 2
the
that
KI guys, you get the Skullgirl guys.
It's a very small amount, you know. It's so yeah, it does make a difference. Really happy with that. Very, very cool to see. And you know, the fact that, like, I can see them doing things like, you don't want to make a change where you've deleted the assets we made, like wall breaking, from the game entirely. So how do we make it so that it's actually more rare and doesn't affect the game as much, that the pacing doesn't get as fucked up by it?
I don't think there's ever going to be an Arc System Works fighting game that doesn't have a fucking wall break in it ever again. They love that shit.
I wonder. I mean, I like dust combos turning into these cool things where you land in a different stage. That shit looks dope as hell, you know? But though, and again, I think the idea to play with the wall is an interesting one, but I do love that you can live in a world where, for everything that Strive says, which is, okay, you got the corner, here's a big reward, now the person who's in the corner gets to keep playing. You can have a Street Fighter that says, die in the corner, bitch. Hey, sit and die in this corner.
Do you want to know?
Both can exist and should.
Do you want to know something about me that just happened that has shown me up to be the biggest fucking scrub shit bitch ever?
Mm-hmm.
I was recently watching a Rooflemonger video about fucked up overheads in history. Overheads that are just fucking lies.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of KOF shit in there that it's like, it's a low kick and you're like, what the fuck? That's an overhead.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the examples he uses, it's a great video, you should check it out, is Testament's dust in Guilty Gear XX, where the fucking red hands come out of the fucking ground.
Yeah, yeah.
And see, I played a lot of Testament when I first started playing Guilty Gear. And this led to the thought in my mind going, dusts are overheads?
It's just a lie.
And it's
like just a lie.
No, but like every Guilty Gear match I've ever played, flashing in my fucking eyes at fast forward, like, dusts are overheads?
Every time the yellow flash went off, that was meant to be a moment to stand up.
This is why I've eaten every dust
Oh
ever.
My God. Okay. Yeah. That's a basic universal overhead that everyone has.
The game never says this is an overhead or this, and I just never, oh my God. Because I was always like, why does this launcher take so long to come out? I can never hit them.
I believe the command list does say it.
No,
but you need to go to a part of the game that is forbidden in order to discover that.
Play Potemkin, you don't need overhead use.
I will die before I enter the lab, he says.
Fucking yeah, there's a couple blind spots, I'll be honest.
Yeah, no,
that's
okay. And you know what? You take those and you accept them to follow through on this philosophy. It's
yeah.
You know, that's what it is.
Hey, I can get to the top of the mountain without fucking doing training mode. I'm a dumb guy.
Well, we all know that Street Fighter 6 doesn't start until you reach High Master.
This is insane.
The goalposts are
This is the most insane.
Excuse me while I grab these goalposts and go on my way. The real game doesn't begin until at least 1900 MR.
There was a great video by Sejam about how ranked isn't real, talking about the mental headspace of how fucked up you get. And then Pat the Flip put out a great article
counter to the discussion about the
he basically runs down how he gets frustrated that
fighting game product
wants
design
to make gourmet fighting game food, but he's forced to turn it into dog food, and the dog food is ranked, and how bad ranked is for fucking like everything to do, but it's absolutely mandatory because people just want to hop on and hit matches. And I originally like kind of disagreed with that a little bit because I'm like, I just want ranked. I just want ranked right now. I don't want to practice. And then I went to 2XKO and I played some player matches. And I actually had a better time than I usually do playing ranked. And I was like, maybe there's something here. And then I remembered, wait a second. The reason I'm having a better time in player matches is because I'm winning more. And then I realized that I am literally the dog food eater that he describes in that article.
Hey, man,
it's like, no, I have more fun in a fighting game when I fucking win more. And
whatever mode is going to give you that is going to feel good and leave a good memory, and then that'll be the end of it. Hey, guess what? There are a lot of great ways to enjoy this dish, and a good place should offer up many so that you can enjoy this game online, ranked, offline, casual, whatever. You need a lot of different ways. Single, you know, it's a great thing you can enjoy in many different ways.
I actually saw a fantastic tweet about this earlier today, which was me losing. Well, let me see if I can find the person, but it was me losing a set in person, 0 to 30. Oh, you know what? Good game. I guess I have a lot to learn. Me losing a single match in ranked. Oh, I didn't know they let illiterate pedophiles play this game.
Yeah, dude, like the last month has been me basically saying different versions of exactly that.
it's like insane.
My whole thing with local couch playing fighting games being so much better than anything, and that energy not being captured by the version that people get into nowadays, is that feeling is fucking lost immediately, and one match online where you lose and you want to fucking burn your house down. It sucks. It sucks. We need to make sure that feeling can be captured, man. It's such an important part of why we love the thing. But anyway, like I've already solved this. I believe Crushing Force was presented as the answer to all our problems, and we just need to stop being cowards about it. Yeah. Anyway, only other things I was gonna touch on there. So, I mean, there was a bit of a fun one seconds before we went live. So Jeff Kaplan exited Blizzard and
has a lot of interesting fucking things to say.
1, announced his new game, Legend of California. 2, talked about the biggest fuck you moment of his career, which was walking into a meeting at Blizzard and basically hearing the exact, you know, the thing we say every single week.
We will pantomime a straw man that we've created out of our perception of CEOs and rich people, and it's an unrealistic depiction of a non-human evil entity. We're closer than you'd think.
What ultimately broke me in my Blizzard career was when I got called into the CFO's office, and he sits me down and he gives me a date at the time, which is 2020, and was going to slip into 2021. And he says, Overwatch has to make this amount of money by 2020. And in every year, then needs a recurring revenue of this amount. And then he says to me, if we don't do this amount, we're going to lay off 1,000 people, and that's going to be on you. And that was the biggest fuck you moment I've ever had in my career. It felt surreal to be in that condition. As someone who's worked on a lot of games, made a lot of games, you get in these meetings where they're going, Fortnite has 1,400 people working on it, so if we hire 1,400 people and make it free to play, we'll make that money, right?
I've heard this. I've heard that version of almost everyone I've ever spoken to in the industry, including you, who I think heard it in person.
We have made this quote. Like, we have said quotes exactly like this on this show constantly.
Did you not hear like some financial nerd literally say that out loud?
I need more specifics on the particular one you might be
at the Tomb Raider shit with the multiplayer.
Maybe not that project. I mean, but there's been so much over the years of just the simple basics of, yeah, these guys are doing this. They've got this all going on the project. Can't we just emulate that? And in many cases, it's the investors going, why don't you just copy what the competition's doing? Right? It's investors in a lot of cases going, you guys, when are you going to start doing what these guys are doing over here? Clearly it works for them. Right? It doesn't matter who's doing anything or what they're doing or who you hired.
Shotgang86 in the chat reminds us of the perfect engineer's conundrum, which is the phrase 9 pregnant women can make a baby in 1 month. Like, that's how these people fucking think.
So it's just, yeah, like, you're talking, and I mean, I don't know what the through line, the plot line of this fucking podcast, it feels like, over years now, has been that the people making these decisions, the brain rot that comes from the greed that makes no fucking sense. Every time you get someone like this who's in a position that can come and describe it behind the scenes or whatever, you're only going to find out 10 years later, 6 years later, about these insane decisions, but they're as bad, if not worse, than you imagine them to be. No matter how hyperbolic you get, it always appears to be like even worse than that, you know? And
I think there's a businessman's sociopathy, like psyop that's gone on in fucking society where, hold on, let me get there, where the rich people are portrayed as heartless, logical automatons, and they go, I don't care what we have to do. The line's got to go up, and they're looking at spreadsheets, and they're figuring out costs, and they're doing all this shit. And like, they don't live in the real world with the rest of us. They're only looking at a spreadsheet. And what most people have to realize is they're not looking at the spreadsheet at all. They're just going off of vibes. It's based off of nothing.
So we sit talking about video games almost in an insular way where you kind of sometimes think it's its own separate space, separate from the rest of what's happening in the market, quote unquote. The same, you know, remember the same.
Like, we do shot calls all the time, and we're wrong all the time. Hey, we have some hits.
You remember the same dudes who were giving out subprime mortgages that faced zero consequences?
Except for that one, yeah.
Right? You remember those people?
He stole from rich people.
Okay. Remember how motherfuckers were suing United Healthcare for not denying enough claims?
I do remember that.
Right? In the wake of, like literally it was, you're not denying enough claims from people, right? Remember how in the fucking Epstein files, he sent Peter Thiel an email that was saying 0% interest rates are too high? Do you remember that?
I didn't know that. I don't even know what that means.
Epstein says to Peter Thiel in the emails, paying them, if they were to be given 0% interest rates, that's too high.
Can you give what?
You should be paying us to exist and to make money.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Interest should be reversed, right? Remember these people? Remember this thought?
Yeah.
These are the same people making decisions in the industry. They're the same people sitting in these suites making every one of these video game fucking decisions, dude.
You know what the
Why the fuck for a second would you think they weren't?
You know what the funnest thing about Kaplan's quote from the CFO is? He goes out of his way to not name this person, but says it's the CFO of Blizzard in 2020. It's like,
and then goes, thankfully they're no longer there.
And it's this very strange thing of like, I just don't want to say their name. I'll just include the position. You know, super weird. Also, I'll give Jeff Kaplan some uppies because they announced Legend of California and then he streamed it for 10 hours.
Oh wow, okay.
It's super early. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking ballsy.
Okay. And then the second thing he said was, if you're complaining about games that you don't play, shut the fuck up. No one cares.
It's interesting that it took this long to hear that from not Nintendo. Do you remember Super Paper Mario?
Mm-hmm.
In which one of the quizzes
go on more message boards online and complain about games you don't play? Oh, fuck. I mean, now listen. We are currently speaking into microphones recorded on the Castle Super Beast podcast.
That's true. We are. It's true. I have at times complained about games I haven't played on this podcast.
An opinion may have been shared about a game that you have not played.
It's possible.
Perhaps more than once. I would never slander you to hold you to that, but I think it might be possible that
I think it's a likely reality.
What I will say is that I definitely, I mean, you've described, I believe you said, you're like, Wooly, the thing is that you're not a natural born hater. And
yeah, you're not a natural born hater.
But there's times where you're like, that heroin, you know, that's a little tingle in my arm. That's, hey, how about that? Right. But realistically, I know that, shit that means nothing to me, I'm not hating on shit that means nothing to me because I'm not even bringing it up, right? Most of the time, I feel like when opinions are had, it's often for something where I care about the thing, if it's a studio that I buy games from and they're going downhill, or if it's a horrible trend in an industry that I care about, that I spend money in, I'm going to have opinions on that thing, right? And I think that, like, there's... You know, I'm sure he's talking about, like, he's announcing his new game and the specifics of you're working on Overwatch. It's the fucking dead center middle of the bullseye target. But I think that the opinions you can have about the things you do care about are extraordinarily valid. And if you are somebody who knows and or cares about that thing and therefore represents the consumer base that they're probably trying to appeal to, what you're saying about that thing is extraordinarily valid and underlined and makes a ton of sense, you know? So if you're talking about it and it's like completely out of your range, wheelhouse, and interest, that's a separate thing from something that is within your wheelhouse of interest, and maybe if you have not played it or so you're talking about it, it's coming from a place of I care about what this overall through line is, be it a trend or a studio or whatever the case. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, you know, I think that that's an important distinction. That is not maybe what he was getting at in that quote, but I read it and I was like, okay, true, asterisk.
No, what he's talking about is what I look at a fucking Resident Evil 9 video on TikTok and I click comments because I want to see what people thought about it, and the top comment is Red Dead Redemption 2 is more realistic.
Sure. Okay. Sure.
He's talking about like
full on
psycho morons.
Yeah. And there is nothing in life. I mean, admittedly, I just like I can't think of times where maybe having a microphone in front of me gets my opinion out there often enough that I just don't leave comments really anywhere on things that I'm going through or media I'm watching.
Oh, that's
But
my most. I was talking to my chat about that for a really long period, and I was talking about the self-selection process of personalities that leave comments.
but like what I'm getting at here is if I feel like indifference towards something, like you couldn't pay me to drop a comment on that because
You
it's
could.
it I
You
mean,
picked the wrong idiom.
sure. I'm just saying that like it's so nothing to me. I don't engage.
Yeah.
I don't engage. I barely engage with things that are relevant to me at times.
Yeah, that's right.
You know? So that's it. That's where I'm at on it, is that like you can be very, very much somebody who is not playing the thing, but care a lot about what thing is pointing at, what thing represents, where thing is going, et cetera, et cetera.
Mm.
Anyways, beyond that, there was a trailer for the Sekiro anime.
Sure.
Saw some screenshots initially, and it had a very bright style that was like
It does.
I was confused by, but seeing it in motion, it looks fantastic. I think it looks cool. I like what it looks like in motion. The screenshots were not conveying it as well, but like what they're going for is not dark. It's just it's a bright kind of not pastel-y, but there's a quality to it that is very unique. I would say. And it also feels like, just watching the characters and trailer and everything going on, I'm like, oh, I popped this right on after watching Ninja Scroll back in the day as a kid. Like, it feels like the kind of story that'll lend itself strongly to just, yeah, a tight, short story with some, some cool fights, and there's enough dialogue in it compared to there's enough guiding of the plot compared to the average FromSoft story that they have more beats to go off of, right? So yeah,
I'm super interested to see how they're gonna do an anime based off of a game in which the main character doesn't talk and nothing happens.
I mean,
like it's very weird of a pick.
There's there's the kid and the owl, and there's a bunch of other characters that are going to do all the talking, but he's around there, and they have conversations.
Oh, man, he talks. I can't.
He's not a silent protagonist. No, he does talk.
What?
But
he does.
The game has more of a linear story than the other FromSoft games do, for sure. But there's enough to go off of that I think this anime can work and make sense.
They should make an anime out of the fucking Elden Ring manga.
Full gags and all.
Full, yeah, absolutely.
Hell yeah. Expensive gag anime. Yeah, no. There's you hear him in the trailer, going back and forth and stuff, so looks cool. And then in other adaptations, there's some extended cast info about the Mario Galaxy movie, including Luis Guzman as Wart,
good.
Issa Rae as Honey Queen, and Yoshi is Donald Glover.
Is Yoshi going to do a rap, Wooly?
I mean, listen, much like Knuckles, Yoshi now has the pass. So who knows? He might sing. He might start acting. Yoshi might start doing stand-up comedy. Yeah, he's multifaceted. Stay woke. Yoshi's creeping. Shy Guy's gonna find you. Catch you sleeping.
Have you do you have the Crafton shit on the docket, by the way? So if you remember, the Crafton Crafton had their kerfuffle with Subnautica, where they thought that Subnautica 2 was going to have 191 million sale, whatever, but they owed them 250 million for the bonus.
Wow.
So the CEO typed into ChatGPT, "Hey, how do I get out of paying this 250 million bonus? Because they'll make me look like a bitch ass pushover." So they've been going at it in court.
Oh my god!
And the judge was like, "Hey, you have to rehire the CEO that you fired.
The guy you fired."
we can actually see when you like decided to fire him to fuck up this deal and then started going back through employee information to try and find something to fire him with. And then you found it and then you fired him for some bullshit. But like, we can see the timeline of events. That's a no-no.
Well,
That's not good to do.
Surely this will lead to a very awkward stand-up meeting.
And the crux of it is that Subnautica 2's devs, whose names I can't remember, are like, the game's good to go. It's good to go, which
Unknown Worlds
Crafton is like, no, it's not good to go. That's why we had to delay it and the bonus and all this shit and all this nonsense back and forth. Like, the game exists in an early access state right now, but has yet to hit because of the stupid fucking lawsuit. And even then, they have to hit certain sales targets to get the bonus. So the whole reason the guy's afraid is he's afraid they're going to hit the targets to get the bonus, but not make anything more than that.
Mm-hmm.
So fucking stupid.
You must rehire someone is kind of fucking crazy work, though.
It's crazy.
Because, like, now you work under hostile terms. You know?
Very.
Like, what does that working professional relationship look like?
It sucks.
You know?
It fucking sucks. How about this? You have to rehire someone while you're actively suing each other.
Are you writing emails going, can we double back on that? Thanks.
Wooly, the court says you must get back together with your ex-girlfriend.
Sorry.
It's absolutely mandatory.
Oh, man.
You must find a better reason for breaking up or else.
And, in most cases, you imagine someone wants to work somewhere that's enjoyable and professionally fulfilling, and hopefully, the vibes are good enough that you can see a future, that you built, or you look to go elsewhere or so. But like a fucking gunpoint, I'm taking my job back. And now we have to, I don't know. How long can you stay there, and how far can you push it? I
don't know.
That's crazy.
So some malicious compliance incoming. Oh, Wells, I need to take a break. I just realized this guy is 2 hours late for his food.
BRB.
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry.
All right.
Oh, I don't have any video from you, by the way.
What the? Okay.
You're just a
Oh,
you're just a
we
cool
are.
voice.
Well, we're live. What is happening? Okay,
Oh,
hold.
I did that. That was me.
Can you still not see me?
No, I can see you.
Huh. What about now?
No,
All right. Hold
you're
on.
just your own logo.
Oh boy. Okay. Did it? How about now?
There you are. I found you.
Great. Wonderful.
I found you.
Two buzzer beaters.
Oh, fuck it. Are you serious?
Literally, as you're on break, two things here. One, apparently there's a Firefly animated series, and the cast is coming
Yeah,
back.
it's called fucking Outlaw Star.
Well, that happened first in the timeline, actually. So technically,
okay.
Outlaw Star is the beginning, and then came part 2. Interesting. I'm curious to see what's up with that.
Man, this took way too the fuck long. This is fucking woo.
I liked Firefly when I watched it. I enjoyed the movie and stuff, and a lot of time and life has happened since back then.
A lot of things have happened since then.
But yeah, Joss Whedon's not involved as well.
What?
Apparently people didn't enjoy working with him.
Oh, is he busy?
I don't think he is.
Okay.
Sounds like he treated people kind of shitty, and they don't want to work with him anymore. So
get out. What?
But yeah, I'm it's been a while, and I'm curious to see.
Joss Whedon from Buffy the Vampire Slayer,
the financier.
Yeah. What? And this joke is good every time. It's awesome. I love it.
That said, I liked Firefly, and I'm like, oh shit, more that let's see what's going on there. Animated is a format I wouldn't have expected, if anything.
I would, because they want to keep it going right after, but everybody's old now.
It's been a while. But yeah, cool. Let's see what's up, man. I'm seeing some. It doesn't hold up well, and I'm like, I haven't revisited. I don't know, but
I bet there's like a couple parts of it that just hold up like dog turd. And the rest of it is good.
I've got positive memories in the brain, and I'm curious to see how this is going to work, and if it follows through on, Yeah, I mean, hey, if it doesn't hold up well, like maybe this new thing can. Like I don't know, but yeah, cool. And I guess the other thing in terms of shit that ain't coming back, so D Slugs is a fucking awesome artist, really fucking amazing dude that's done a bunch of cool shit for fighting game art and everything. I kind of marked out when I saw him at a convention. And he's also the person who has been literally all the art on the back of my laptop. Like, it's all just, this is all D Slugs. All of it. Amazing. So he makes amazing fucking cool shit. He was working on a Alien versus Predator game, beat 'em up game pitch that was apparently going for some time, and it never got greenlit. However, the art from it is fucking dope as hell. Here's a thread. And you go check it out, and it's kind of like, okay, his style applied to the old beat 'em ups idea. And they don't have the Capcom license necessarily, but what you can see on this character select screen is Old
Very
Man
cool.
Dutch, Naru from Prey, and we can't get Lin Kurosawa, so how about Ripley?
Just put Sigourney Weaver in there.
Just Ripley right there. And then the three playable Predators as well of different styles. And oh god damn it, we don't live in a world where this is getting made.
Yeah, that's not gonna get
but
never gonna
fuck
happen.
me, man. And like his style in particular is perfect for capturing kind of the old arcade game art style as well. He still wants it to happen, and if anyone can fucking do it, I mean, again, his art's incredible. But the that trio of playable characters like Dutch, Naru, and Ripley is, come on, man. Even if it's just an arcade game random thing to happen, like the Predator license and the Alien license has gone out to dumber shit, you know? Please, guys, please. Every time I feel like one of these posts goes up, it's almost like a flare for like fan attention to be like, hey, maybe we can pressure it into happening through everyone marking the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. You know what? You could also pressure everybody into happening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what screams confidence when you put something out and everyone's like, "This sucks," and then you come out the next day going, "No, you guys are wrong about how it sucks." I have some quotes from Jensen Huang about DLSS 5 from a couple hours ago.
Oh my god! Dude. The Poochie Made in Heaven cast just continues. Okay, as we're live going. Okay, what's going on? Also, who is that?
Jensen Huang is the CEO of NVIDIA.
Okay.
The man with the leather jacket.
Gotcha. What did he say?
Well, first of all, gamers are completely wrong. These are slightly paraphrased quotes for clarity. Huang said in response to a question from Tom's Hardware editor-in-chief, "The reason for that is because, as I have explained very carefully, DLSS 5 fuses controllability of the geometry and textures and everything about the game with generative AI."
Oh.
He added the developers can still fine-tune the Gen AI to match their style.
The thing they said it wasn't is it actually is.
Hold on. This is where he gets offended. It's not post-processing, aka a filter. It's not post-processing at the frame level. It's generative control at the geometry level. Also said that developers can try the tool and see if they want to use it, suggesting it's up to a developer to make a toon shader or see if the game should be made of glass. Quote, all of that is in the control, direct control of the game developer. This is very different than Gen AI. It's content control Gen AI. That's why we call neural rendering. See, it's not the thing. It's the thing I said before earlier in the same interview where I said that it was. It's not that. It's that with a new word.
Hi there, Wooly, Castle Super Beast podcast. I have a question.
Yes, Wooly. How are you?
Are you full of shit?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Just checking. Thank you.
Gamers completely wrong. Customers, you're all wrong. It's actually awesome.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is awesome because I am looking forward to playing Cult of the Lamb with this new DLSS filter on. And I don't know if you've seen what Cult of the Lamb looks like with the filter on, but
don't put it in the newspaper that I got mad. Okay, can you not? Oh, you put it in the newspaper that I'm mad. I'm not mad though.
You know, the funny part is that, like, path B is NVIDIA can just completely give up on doing anything video game related and just, like, fuck out of here.
They're on their way. They're on their way.
They can just take the money and fuck off. Like,
they're aware that the bubble will eventually burst, and when it does, they need to have a business that still exists.
But you see, if you again,
like NVIDIA's game business now is Konami's non-pachinko divisions.
Right. But this bag, I'm currently holding it. What do you suggest I do with it?
I don't know.
I just, it's so heavy. My arms are getting tired.
I genuinely,
my arms are getting tired holding this bag.
I can't even imagine CEO of the most valuable company in the world going on an interview a day later going, "No, it's everybody's wrong. It's great." Like,
to be fair,
you got me. You're right.
To be fair, I feel like most of the flack that NVIDIA has gotten has been post-market shit and not directly at them over the years, right? It has been in the distribution and the fucking scalping process and the insanity of the prices and the fucking, again, the market going towards farms.
You know what I don't get?
It has never been this direct and lightning targeted specifically on a feature that represents everything we fucking hate right now in this moment. It is the most zeitgeist lightning feature you could have dropped that everyone hates, but you're glazing it up to be a prediction for this is where games are going inevitably.
You know what I don't get about this arguing about this is how it works. It's this is like in a month or two, maybe longer, people are going to start working with this at the technical level at places that aren't NVIDIA. And someone, even like a glaze post, is going to describe how it actually fucking works. And it'll not, it's be a fucking filter.
Yeah, no, going off of the comment they dropped in the video earlier, it's probably going to be like, there's going to be an artist on a team that's going to be like, okay, so can we take the feature and make it not apply to the faces, but have it apply to other stuff? And then they're going to get into a fight with the you know, higher ups that are going to be like, no, this feature needs to run this way. And it's like, okay, so can we just run it on everything below the neck? Or, you know, you're going to get into these weird, like, what will be okay and what will not be okay to apply it to, and how that's going to look. Or,
like, bro,
or you just go the Skyrim road of what you were talking about and just be like, do whatever you want. We don't care. It's all getting dropped on top
like,
of it anyways.
He can't even keep his language consistent because he says that it's up to developers to try and make something like a toon shader. It's like, you mean like a fucking filter? Because it's a fucking filter? I don't, what, like... This is like Orwellian.
Remember when we used to go in and remember the discussions about how like amazing the artwork in Castlevania was that Kojima would do, the other Kojima,
Absolutely.
and how
I found out relatively recently that they're actually all big paintings.
They're glorious paintings. One of the best wall scrolls I ever got was from the PS2 game. Super nice. They're amazing. And how much the translation into 3D, it's like, they didn't capture the same energy of that, but how could you? It's an amazing painting. And like, we're so far beyond the pale at this point of like how much of that model captures the original concept art. And we're just full on like, fuck the concept art and artist and everyone at all entirely. Your protagonist can be a blank-faced fucking low poly insert, and you can just run this over it. And to say to claim that, hey, no, it's not Gen A, it's not a filter, etc., and then come out and clarify this after the fact, I'm like, this is getting forced. You're not going to have the ability to like, it doesn't matter that they're saying developers are going to have the option to do or to use this as much as they want to, or whatever the case is, because we know that people making decisions are going to force them to use it, and it's going to be part of the product, and it's going to be a sticker on the back of the box, and it's going to be included with each hardware's
I think
major bullet point list of shit that's going to move the console.
Bethesda remasters are going to be the poster childs for this new tech. Because I think Bethesda games would actually benefit massively from it, because their characters always look like shit.
Now, here's the real question, of course, is when this gets running beyond the echo chamber or whatever, the instantly, whatever when you take the part where we're here, we think this sucks. A lot of people that we talk to thinks it sucks. Most of our audience thinks that shit sucks. You go online, I'm seeing Susie going, what the fuck? I'm seeing Max going, what the fuck? I'm seeing just about everybody.
Pretty universal from the content creator space.
And people that are paying attention to the industry in general, that give a shit about the art of whatever the thing is, are like, this is dog shit, right? Okay, so where does that fade off? How quickly will that fade off into, yeah, we don't care, right? Ball and gun, whatever, etc. And will the profitability line like elapse, you know, like when the sand runs out and you start hitting water, you know what I mean?
Okay, so
does the money...
So you jumped the horse changing midstream on the river. Which is no console's gonna run this shit. Won't run it. It's too intensive. Requires 240 5090s. Let's say they cut that fucking computational need in half. Requires 15090, but that's on top of path tracing, which no console does. Like this shit is pie in the sky nonsense. for insane PC people, and insane PC people are fucking crazy about their hardware.
Mm-hmm.
And want, like, they don't even like fucking frame generation because it's not real frames.
But what I
Like,
mentioned earlier is it's not about the ability to have an actual NVIDIA 5090 running this shit. I think it also is emblematic of this is what Microsoft is going to try to emulate. This is now
with the streaming
yes,
shits.
this is now what you're going to see
Internet's
as
not good enough for it. We've like
because
the discussions you and I had about Stadia are the same.
It
as
is.
they are
It
now.
doesn't
Nothing
change. It doesn't change. Nothing changes, right? But I just mean to say that, like, with this reveal, intent has been placed on the board, and anyone that is trying to, again, compete, to keep up with this bubble, to keep inflating it, etc., are going to go, we have to lean our games, our products, our hardware into this or emulating this tech. And if you're not actually doing DLSS 5, but you can do a simple, stupid porn AI filter on your shit and pitch that instead as a more affordable way to go.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna hit because it has to be adopted and has to work on hardware that people have. It's like this whole thing feels like shareholder slop.
And someone just said GTA 6 with this shit.
Oh, GTA 6 is like violently, and the people over at Rockstar actually did an interview today talking about how they're not in the Epstein files,
GTA 6,
in which they are very anti-AI.
If any part of them leans towards any of this, that's a tectonic plate fucking shifting.
Yeah.
On the ground underneath us. No question. That is the market right there. Motherfuckers are diving off the bridge to do everything they can, hoping that GTA 6 sets all the trends, you know?
I have to say, I am actually kind of glad that we've moved from a world in which everyone's like, we have to be just like GTA 6 to a world in which we have to get away from.
You need to get the fuck away from it. Get the fuck away from it.
I think it's genuinely a much smarter way. And it's funny because, like, we see everybody trying to copy everybody everywhere, except for Grand Theft Auto. Everyone's like, fuck it. No, they have that. Get away from it.
Yeah. No, every single one of these stories, every time we talk about something like this, one of these subjects, I need to just go, okay, what about people who are not online? What about people who are like at what point does the integrity argument / any of the shit we're saying eventually hit a you can lie and make and get money.
Yeah, but what about guys who don't know shit? Ball and gun gamers, right?
Right, and what you're describing is a technical argument for why it won't even get to that point.
Sure. Ball and gun gamers buy their ball and gun game every year, and no discussion matters at all because that's the game that they buy to play their ball and or gun game. Whereas that represents an enormous proportion of yearly sales, but those ball and gun games are already picked. Like Fortnite adding AI or removing AI or whatever the fuck doesn't matter because it's Fortnite and Fortnite's the fucking game now. That's it.
Yeah. No.
So,
and as we just established with Overwatch, like the expectation of the profitability you're hitting, it's like you need to hit this every year. We know we expect ball and gun money to be this high, and how do we get to this?
And it's like Gacha's doing well. You know what? Gacha's super vulnerable to this nonsense, but they'll do anything. And then you have like the growth, the trends are for games like fucking Eugenics and Slay the Spire, which do crazy fucking numbers and look like a fucking toddler through them. It doesn't matter because they're fucking cheap.
Yeah.
That, you know, like, I was talking to Paige about this. We were going somewhere, and I was just like, it's so fucking frustrating. Almost every discussion we have about video games, to some degree, is always ignoring the elephant in the room, which is they're too fucking expensive.
I mean,
like I'm watching like guys who in the restaurant business talking about how the restaurant industry's in trouble. You want to fucking hazard a guess why the restaurant industry's in trouble? Because it's not fucking cheap enough. Because food's too expensive. Like, it's fucking so stupid. The whole fucking thing is so stupid.
Tap the sign. Shorter games, worse graphics, etc.
Hey, hey, you know what? We're going to fucking AI slop filter your shit all over the place. The game's going to cost half as much. That's an argument to be made, but no, it's not. Instead, it's we're going to AI slot filter this shit all over the place. By the way, we've made PC parts cost 600% more because fuck you.
Oh no,
There's no
energy,
no win.
the energy is being displaced from the people, the cost, etc., the man hours into the fucking render farm.
Yeah, you want to fucking feed me slop? Okay, I'll pay slop prices. Oh no, I'm paying fucking top shelf for fuck you.
Anyways, shout outs to Atlas for raising salaries and reducing fixed overtime.
Nice.
Based on crunch shit going on. That's very cool.
That fucking quote from Iwata is so perfect all the time, where he's like, you know, if profits are down, you might be tempted to cut staff, but I don't think people who are afraid of being laid off will have the energy and like inspiration to make, you know, world-class software. Like, yeah. People who are doing just enough to not get fired don't do great work.
What about employees who are reinstated at gunpoint?
Dude, this makes me so interested in Subnautica 2, man. All right. Even though that game makes me vomit.
Oh, the movement?
No, Subnautica 1 was a game I played on a goof, and I had such an intense panic attack that it's why I came up with the Mind Goblin series.
Do you have thalassophobia?
A little, but it was also the infinite expanse of like non-linear resources.
Okay.
That I was like, but what do I do? No, what do I do next? No, but what do I do? On the ocean. Like it was very intense.
What if your decision is wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do anything. Oh, I'm gonna vomit.
Emails.
Hey, if you want to send in an email, send it to castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com. That's castlesuperbeastmail@gmail.com.
Dear Sigma Wooly and Epsilon Pat, I write to you a question because I'm not sure whether it's right or what the response is. At my work, one of the men's bathroom stalls is fucked up. The door is misaligned, and in order to properly lock it, you got to lift the door a bit. Customers don't know that.
Yeah.
So anytime I'm on a bathroom break, a customer will always pick that stall. Instead of giving up after a few tries, I hear banging and slamming like they're trying to fight the thing. Do I tell them about how the door works despite their rage, or do I just wait and see how it plays out? Because
fuck 'em.
9 times out of 10, they'll wrestle with the door for a minute and then either give up or just hold the door closed. At what point would you just admit defeat and try another stall?
Okay, so there's two questions here. One is, should I help them? No, fuck them. No, this is really funny.
This is insane. this is so insane. I don't. Go ahead.
Two, if I'm gonna shit in a public restroom, we're past the point of dignity. I'll just, if the door doesn't close, I'll just shit open. Like,
okay.
If I need to take a dump in a public restroom, it's over for me.
Okay. I mean, you've got your own criteria, but I think
it's specific.
It's called a piece of fucking paper with words on it.
No.
Just put a sign on the door. Holy shit. This is not a difficult thing.
Wooly, you have just outed yourself as having never worked in a store. Do you think customers read signs?
Oh, no, I get that part. But if you're at the point of fighting with the door, at that point.
No.
Okay.
Never.
Well,
never. Wooly, I understand your desire to roll your eyes and think this is never. I have never in my life seen a customer read a sign.
Okay.
Ever. Even if it would prevent their injury.
Well, I mean, I get if actually calling someone in to fix the door is completely out of the question, and like
no, leave them in there trapped.
If the world will end before we fix that door.
No. No, enjoy their struggle.
Okay. I say put a fucking thing on the door to the bathroom or the door to the stall. Whatever. Pick one. I mean, shit. I've seen.
Well, like you're talking. So once a customer enters a store, they turn into the customer.
Right. Right.
You're
Right.
talking about people who would walk into the back of the store
Mm-hmm.
while you're taking a shit in the break room
Mm-hmm.
bathroom
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and start banging on the door
Mm-hmm.
and trying to open it.
Oh yeah.
And when you open it,
Yeah.
they're shocked and embarrassed
Yeah.
that there was someone in there.
Yeah. No, again, I've seen signs I've seen, like, I've walked into bathrooms with signs that were like, "Hey, don't squat on top of the toilet and use it," or whatever, and things like. I know that there is a large, vast. You are not going to communicate anything to anybody by doing this, but I imagine there is a trimming off of the numbers for the few that do. Right? There might be,
There are none.
Zero customers will read the sign.
Willie, I can't even get across to you how it's like actually no one.
Literally no one. Not a single
it's crazy.
soul. Yeah.
It defies
Right.
belief. I remember mopping a floor and setting up it was like a little intersection, 3 signs.
Yellow
you
paint.
had to like walk around the sign to get in. Like 5 people fell.
Put yellow paint on the bathroom door.
You could be mopping a floor and they would have to walk around you and fall on the floor that you're actively mopping, that they had to go around you. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
And I will say, again, the more you've got to go, the worse your decision making / you see a sign that says bathrooms closed and then you hate it because you're like, maybe it's not, or whatever the case. But
I don't think anything tops like in a standard public bathroom, somebody trying the door after you say, "Hey, I'm in here," and they continue to try the door.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like their brain isn't, the front part of their brain isn't activating. It's all gorilla. It's sole bad guy trying to get into the fucking toilet.
I mean, I can imagine it being like at normal circumstances, it's already brutal, and then you're adding like bathroom urge go, to the situation. So, okay, and
Sole bad guy wants to sit on your lap and shit between your legs.
Think about toilet. Think about wife.
Toilet fight back.
Toilet dead. Miss toilet. And let's take one over here. From Not the Emperor's Finest says, "Dear Shake and Bake,
Yo.
A few weeks ago, a coworker lost her mom at my office. Everyone wrote a card and their condolences and passed it through each station, reaching me in the middle of my workflow. I'm already a poor writer when it comes to random birthday cards, let alone having words of comfort for those undergoing heavy turmoil. To add to this, I listen to audiobooks, usually Warhammer related, as I work to keep me focused. With these factors in play, I decided to trust my gut and let my heart do the talking." It wrote, "The Emperor protects."
You fucking...
What are your fumbles that keep you up at night?
Willie,
when you...
I don't mean to cast paint with too broad a brush, but when you started this email from Not the Emperor's Finest, and then they described a scenario at work, I'm gonna be like, this motherfucking Warhammer dork is gonna do weird shit. I just fucking know it.
So
I just know it.
P.S. The lady doesn't speak English and doesn't care much what was written. It was the rest of my team that got mad at me.
Okay, well, dodged half a bullet there. That's a red check right there. That's a red check.
That is a disco. That is a click and like, yeah. Like, there's a version of this where it's like, maybe if you and the person had some sort of Warhammer rapport, And even then it would not be appropriate, but it wouldn't be a 1 on the D20, right?
Hey, I'm sorry. My brain is failing me. What was the turmoil this person was going through?
What No, they said that they're not good at having words of comfort for people undergoing turmoil.
Yeah, so what's the parent died. Okay.
Her mother died. The Emperor protects. Sidebar.
Should have just written happy birthday, smiley face.
Sidebar. Not fully caught up on my Warhammer lore. That's like indoctrination speak that's meant to be taken ironically, right? Because the Emperor of Mankind is not actually protecting shit.
No, the Emperor of Mankind is actively protecting shit constantly.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So
yeah, no, he's his ghost is doing all sorts of crazy psychic shit all the time.
Is a force for good that would be
that part is debatable.
Sorry, that's what I'm kind of. I never heard anyone describing the Emperor of Mankind as a force for good because I didn't think there was a force for good anywhere in this world. So the idea,
for the Empire.
Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is, like, evoking this idea in this context, is this even contextually correct, given that the Emperor is not somebody, or that force is not
like devil protect you kind of like thing. It's weird. It's not good to say.
It is a force and it protects a particular faction here.
Yeah, doesn't.
Is that the right sentiment to go for from this setting?
It's not even good in that.
That's what I'm trying to say, right? It's not saying
it's not good.
It's not the same as "May the Force be with you."
Yeah, no, it's not. It's shit. It's bad. It's bad in its own context.
Is it not more akin to hoorah?
It's
I'm doing my part. I don't know.
It's like make King Charles bless you.
Yeah.
I was like,
okay.
Do you want it? No.
It's Zieg Zion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Got it. Because it's like, let's look past the, just take that energy, hold on to it and compress it. But I'm like, even within the context of quoting Warhammer, is this not the wrong energy to be using in this moment? Damn. That's rough, buddy. Which would have been a better quote to drop if the person was maybe into Avatar, that you could write on the condolences card. you could have gone for a "that's rough, buddy."
Yeah, no, there's a botch all the way around. It's not good.
And that's the energy I like to end a podcast on.